Want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal. Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
It's a brand new week and it's a new day right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Welcome to the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the only online radio station you carry along wherever you go. We're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Log on and join in the conversation on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is a news review right here. We bring you all the relevant stories making waves in the news. And I am Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and I'll be serving you breakfast this morning with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Tobiad also. Good morning to you ladies, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This early morning, I don't know what is happening.
Monday morning.
What did you eat? Oh, yeah, I ate too.
I've not eaten. Maybe I should have taken some of Regina's water. That could have helped.
You're slasting my name.
It's normal. I need an English breakfast.
It's part of the
well.
journey.
Yeah, that shows that you're human. You can also make mistakes. Nobody is perfect, I think. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
We are good.
Yeah,
Yes,
we are
I-
fine.
You're sad?
We are fine.
Oh, okay, I thought you said you were
Hey,
sad.
why?
It's good to have you guys here.
Singing.
A new week has started again. And I know you guys can't wait for the weekend to come again.
Friday.
That's what we've all been waiting for. The weekend should come so that we will sleep on Saturday morning and wake up at 10. Some people I know will wake up at 12. Hallelujah. Hope you guys went to church yesterday.
Who wake up at 12?
I didn't mention your name. Hope you guys went to church yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, amen. Right, before we delve into the news item for this morning, I think, was it on Friday or Saturday? I think it will be one of the days if I'm not lying, but I stand to be corrected. President John Dramani Mahama made a clarification about the free primary healthcare tricycle. He said it's not ambulance, so it is just something to aid the workers to, be able to maneuver their ways into the community. Now, it is not ambulance. From the way he was speaking, I feel like he was actually disappointed that people actually thought that it was actually an ambulance. Tricycle, ambulance. And people were actually comparing it to the ambulances that the NPP brought and the ambulances the NDC are also bringing. Well, he has made it clear that it is not ambulance. It is just a source of transportation to help these nurses get to the people within the communities. So he clarified that. And he said that if you see something on the internet and then you don't understand, ask for clarification. He said that. I was like, oh. Then this morning, when he saw the news flying, or when he saw them bashing the tricycle, like, akonopa. Right. Another one also has to do with electricity, ECG. He said it is not done so. They are trying to repair certain machines into doom CAC. And in other words, that's how we term it. So if you are having power outages in your communities, President John Dramani Mahama said it is not done so. So they are trying to, sort out the issue and make it more better for you to have electricity or power 24/7 Mr. B, should we agree with the president, or you think it's becoming too much? Yesterday I slept in it.
Well, it's doomsday for me. Yeah, although it's becoming too much, as you said.
And we
I
saw
think
that on Friday too.
yesterday there was light out, but then in the course of the week, the president was in Kumasi to expect transformers, and I think even before the end of last week, the Minister of Energy brought out I think a notice where he said that there will be some disruption with power, and then they mentioned some hotspots where they're going to experience power outages because they are fixing some one or two things. Then after, we can have consistent light in our homes and in our various shops and businesses. So for me, I feel like it's in the right direction, but it becomes a problem where after all this we still face the same thing. But my question is, for how long are we going to wait? Is the doomsday said they are doing, how long is it going to take? Is it going to take like 1 week, so that we give us a time? So we have it in mind that after 1 week we are going to have consistent power in our homes. But when you don't give us a timeline, and then you said, oh, doom as yes, and then all the time, oh, doom. Don't forget, people have freezers, they store food and all that. And this one is prepaid, not light bill at the end of the month. You go and pay prepaid. The restaurant is here, and immediately it goes off. It's to say you are running at loss. Especially people depend so much on electricity. Like people sells their fishes, their pure water, and all that. So for me, in a way, it's becoming too much. But if the president is saying that they are doing that because they want to fix some one or two challenges associated with the energy sector, then so be it. But we hope this doesn't prolong.
It doesn't prolong. It doesn't continue for a long time. Right. Let's dive into our news items for this morning. Ghana's economic gains driven by structural reforms are to forcing. Finance Minister Kesel Atuforsen says Ghana's recent economic improvement is a result of long-term structural reforms, not just short-term fixes. Speaking at the spring meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group in Washington, he explained that the economy is growing steadily, inflation is declining, and the cedi is stabilizing. According to him, these gains are driven by policies such as tight monetary control, reduced government spending, and better management of public finances. The minister outlined several reforms aimed at sustaining the recovery. These include reducing the size of government, introducing stricter fiscal rules, creating independent oversight bodies like a fiscal council, improving tax administration and public fund management, reforming the energy sector, and restructuring Cocoa Board. He also noted that Ghana's external position is improving, supported by strong exports like gold and cocoa, rising reserves, and progress in debt structuring. Dr. Forsen added that these reforms are already producing results, including lower borrowing costs and improved investor confidence. International investors at the meeting reportedly welcomed Ghana's effort, describing the reforms as credible and necessary for long-term economic stability. So this statement, or let me say this speech, was actually made by Dr. Keselato Forsen at the meeting of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group in Washington, where he explained that the economy is growing steadily, and he outlined some of the reforms that was introduced for us to see such a growing economy. And he also mentioned some ways and some reforms in order to sustain and maintain the recovery process. Ms. Gina, your thoughts, please. Is it indeed true that reducing the size of the government as in ministers has also helped us get to the point that we are today?
Okay, so I would say reducing the size of the ministers, in as much as it's not 100% a contributing, no. it's a contributing factor, but Nina, the economy being stable doesn't rely solely on that. It has to do with a lot of factors, and some of the factors he did mention was the inflation declining, the debt restructuring, and stronger CD and rising reserves. So as you asked, it is a factor, and it is important they had to, should I say, abide by it, because if you do not do that, at the end of the day you are paying more people, and those people you are paying, we got to know that a minister is taking 15,000 Ghana cedis, and at the end of the day I know deep within me that they are not taking the exact amount, because at the end of the day certain allowances will be added to it. Now akwako either maybe 17,000 and me trying to talk 20,000. So it's a good thing they had to cut down on some of the ministers, and also I think they cutting off some of the allowances also really helped, and also the debt restructuring, because if you say that you want to settle all your debts, mind you, your money is kind of better, so you have to indulge with these investors, explain to them, oh, give us this time, or this is the period of time we would be able to settle our debt, and at the end of the day it would restore investor confidence. And what else? And also when it comes to the exportation, we also gain more dollars. Yes. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing.
Right. Miss Debbie, your thoughts?
Where we are today with our economy, for me, I'll say it started on a good note. And as I said, it didn't start from a short reform. It was something that was done based on discipline, as the finance minister said. So when you look at the ministers of state that has been shortened, right? The number of ministers of state have been shortened or reduced. It has to do with discipline, because with the previous government, we had about 116 ministers, if I'm not mistaken. But when this current administration came on board, they slashed it to somewhere like 90 or so.
I think it's 60.
60, yes, thank you, 60. So it should tell you that if we were supposed to be paying like 116 ministers every month, and then we slash it to 60, the remaining numbers which have been slashed, that money has been kept in the coffers of the state. And then when we look at other aspects as well, I think as it stands now, Ghana is trying its possible best to be exporting raw materials that belongs to us as a country. So now we even have companies, or there have been instances where Ghana has collaborated with other foreign agencies, and as it stands now, we are refining our own gold in Ghana. We are doing things in Ghana. Our own cocoa is being exported out. At first, we have intermediaries who export those cocoa, and then instead of us getting like 100%, we get like something like 50. But now we do it ourselves, and so that percentage comes to us. So it should tell you that we are on track, okay? In as much as we are not really feeling the impact of the depreciation of the CD and all that, but then we can say that the evidence is clear. Because when you look at the data, everything tells that Ghana's economy is on track, just that we are not really feeling the impact. And as the economic wizards will tell you, if inflation drops and all that, it doesn't instantly affect the market world. I mean, when there is a reduction in CD to the dollar, you don't instantly feel it at the market. It will take some time before traders will adapt to the new change in the economy. So in all that, I would say that we are trying, and you should know that if you want to attract investors into your country, also when so all this thing they are putting on board is to attract investors. But on a normal basis, to whatever he is saying, it is something that this government or this administration has placed on board, and that is why we are seeing what we are seeing. The only problem is that we are not feeling it as citizens.
But why do you think we are not feeling it?
Yeah, we are not feeling it because, as I said, the economic wizards, the financiers, and all that are telling us that the change will be on paper for a while before we will see its impact.
But for a while, hasn't been like hasn't been overdue.
Oh yeah, of course. But I wouldn't blame the government too much. Sometimes I'll blame the traders, because if you look at the cedi to a dollar, cedi near dollar and they're collaborating in SMO. I check, but most of these traders are still going by their old prices, and they'll tell you that till they are done selling their old stocks, they are not going to reduce their price. So since last year up to now, old stocks na insane. That is why we are still where we are. So sometimes I feel like the traders, they are making the work so difficult for the government.
We are own devils. But you agree with Mr. Kesalato Forsen?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Indeed, we have recovered.
Oh yeah,
would you say that we have recovered?
The economy?
Yeah.
We've recovered, but not total.
But not total.
Yeah.
But are you satisfied with
total energies?
But are you satisfied with where we are now?
Nah, not really. Not too bad, not too good, but at least we are managing.
Now Piotr is 70%.
70%.
They will drink their water.
So as it stands now, they are taking the 20%.
Yeah, that's me say.
Mama
na want you 20 per me time no. That could message them no cock off.
I want to see you.
Maybe say I feel the OJ. Right, let's proceed. Damine mine. ENP takeover will drive jobs development for locals, Lands Ministry. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources says communities around the diamond mine should expect jobs and development following the takeover by engineers and planners, also known as ENP. Speaking on the development, the ministry's communications director, Kwesi Shandov, said the move is a major step toward increasing local participation in Ghana's mining sector. He explained that beyond infrastructure projects, the focus will be on creating employment opportunities for people in the area who have often not benefited enough from resources in their communities. Businessman Ibrahim Mahama also described the takeover as proof that Ghanaian companies can successfully manage the country's natural resources. According to him, the project could lead to major developments in the area, including improved roads, educational facilities, and even a possible airport depending on available resources. Mr. Kwesi Shandop added that new mining regulations now require companies to invest more directly in their communities where they operate, ensuring that locals benefit from the resources extracted. He assured that government will ensure the people of the mine are not left out and will see real improvements in their living conditions. So as part of the new regulations for mining companies, wherever you find yourself in the community, you make sure that you develop it. And Ibrahim Mahama has assured that there's going to be a sort of like improvement in the community that the mine is actually in. They'll see good roads, they'll see educational facilities, and possibly with the available resources, they're also going to be seeing an airport constructed. Is that not how it's supposed to be, Miss Debbie?
Yeah.
Because Galamsey sites there, they are supposed to be having better roads than the ones that we have. Yeah.
And even those communities needs to be well developed than even the urban areas, because when you're talking about gold is a whole lot of money. But imagine you live in a community, boast so much of you having to live in a community full of gold. In fact, you work on gold, but you have nothing to show. It's bad. So what is the essence of you mining in that particular community? So Daman mine being taken over by EMP, which is a local Ghanaian firm led by the brother of the president, is a good one. It means that as Ghanaians, we are capable of managing our own resources. Now, if you take for the past how many years ago or ages, we've had foreign contractors, foreign workers taking over our gold firm, and then after they are done, they take about 90%, and then we get only 10%. And then when you look at this firm, if the firm is being controlled by a Chinese company, or maybe any other foreign company, 99% of the workers, they are Chinese. And it's only 5% that are people from within that locality, or people who are Ghanaian. But EMP taking over means that 99% of people, 100% of the people they are going to employ, they will be Ghanaians. Don't forget that we have Ghanaians who also go to school to learn about how to deal with all this whole thing about gold and all that. We have them all around. But sometimes they don't even get the opportunity because most of these firms or sectors are being controlled by foreigners. So personally, when I heard that EMP was being took over the diamond mine, I was so excited. In as much as we had a lot of people saying that the owner is the brother of the president, there's going to be some intrusion and all that. I think it's about time we give the benefits of the doubt and allow them work. Yesterday, I was listening to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, and then he said, handing over the diamond mine to EMP is not only handing over a mining site, but it's the confidence of the people they are handing over to them.
Yeah.
So they're taking over. Whether it's going to bring out a positive or negative, it will still affect us. If EMP is able to manage this firm so well, then it should tell us that other foreign sectors that we have will soon be taken over by Ghanaian companies, and not foreigners.
Yes.
So it is the confidence of people you are handing over to them.
Exactly.
So this, for me, oh God, first time in history, it's good.
We just hope that they don't disappoint us.
Yeah, it's good.
The way we are,
Yeah. No, if he should disappoint, that means you're also disappointing your brother, who is the president.
Of course. So watch it.
Is it a warning?
It's not a warning. But I mean, like, we all be disappointed if, like, it turns out that whatever that he said, he wasn't able to do it. But looking at Ibrahim Mahama as a person, I think he's a can-do. Yeah. Miss Regina.
God is a can-do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me start with your points. Looking at Ibrahim Mahama, one thing I know about him, I didn't even know he was Mahama's brother. In as much as he was bearing the name Mahama, I thought it was just a normal person. And also there's an artist who's also called Ibrahim Mahama.
Yeah.
So when I first heard of the name, I thought they were affiliated. I knew him as a philanthropist.
Yeah.
And he's a very good and kind person. So imagine he spending over millions of dollars on one particular person. I believe a whole community is not a problem for him. It's not a problem for me. So I think we need to have confidence in him. We need to trust him that he can do more and do better.
Yeah.
When we look at mining communities currently, it is not encouraging when we look at mining communities. Because one thing I know is, say, we to a good day our community bia. A good day now we to know it should reflect the standard of living in that community.
Exactly.
But there are roads, the bad connection when it comes to electricity, and even when it comes to health facilities and also educational structures. They lack it, they don't have it. But yes, still, I know that at the end of the day, once you are a mining sector in that community, you are paying taxes, and that taxes goes to the government, and that government needs to make sure that taxes they receive, they need to use that tax to develop that community. But we are not seeing anything. So with this diamond mine, I feel like it is a good thing that the ENP institution as a whole is taking over. Yeah, so it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Right.
So I think one more thing we should also notice is that the diamond mine was not handed over to Ibrahim Mahama because he's the brother of the president.
No.
But he went through the right process.
He bidded for it.
Yes, and then I saw the results on, I think, Sir John News at TV3, and you could see that they really armed themselves for this particular project, and then they won it based on merits, not based on affiliation to
the president or something. So they worked towards it and they got it. So we are just hoping that in the next coming months or the years, we see the impact of ENP engineers, what they're actually doing in that community. Right, let's proceed to our last story. How difficult it is to seek authorization. Sorry questions OSP. Legal practitioner Titus Sorry is questioning claims that legal restrictions are the main problem in Ghana's fight against corruption. His comments come amid the ongoing dispute between the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General's Department over prosecutorial powers. Mr. Sorry argues that instead of blaming the law, attention should be focused on how officials are performing in their roles. He questioned why it would be difficult for the OSP to simply seek authorization from the Attorney General before prosecuting cases. According to him, the OSP should first demonstrate that the process of seeking approval is not workable before calling for changes to the law. He also criticized what he described as a growing partisan debate around the issue, saying many people are taking sides instead of focusing on the substance of the anti-corruption fight. In his view, Ghana's biggest challenge is not the absence of laws, but the commitment and effectiveness of those responsible for enforcement. It's not the law, but it's actually we should hold accountable those that are supposed to enforce these laws. Miss Regina, do you agree with Titus? Sorry.
I did.
Demo.
What?
Titus. Sorry. Mrs. Sorry for me.
So he's asking or saying that what?
He says that we should focus on the substance of anti-corruption fight, and also that we shouldn't blame the law, but we should blame those that are supposed to enforce it.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to the law, I think he stated there that Attorney General would have to prosecute the your friend is saying cases, and also he can extend that part to anybody if only they come to him. And also when it comes to the special prosecutor law, he has the right to do it, but it was like they enacted another law aside the May 1992 constitution. So that is where the problem lies. They should have at least amended it. Okay, so now the issue is the people who are supposed to amend it are the parliamentarians.
Yeah.
They failed to amend it. So now, I don't know, looking at the back and forth, it will be even difficult to amend it now because it will bring a whole lot of issues. So I think they need to go back to the drawing board. If better still, include both of these people, not to merge them as an institution, but bring them on board, communicate with them, because everything is communication. You communicate with them, this is your duty, that is your duty. You don't need to make sure that their duties conflict with each other, because the Attorney General's, his office, in a way, I feel like it can't fight corruption. OSP, that is the Office of the Special Prosecutor, he was brought mainly because of corruption and to make sure that he deals with all corrupt officials. We are not seeing the impact because we felt like it was politically motivated. Now they've made us realize, or he himself have made us realize, say it is not only political interference, but it goes beyond political interference. It got to a point where he said his life was even threatened. So it should tell us that there is more to see. There are more things that we are not even seeing ourselves. So they need to make sure that they amend the constitution. At the end of the day, it will benefit all of us as a country.
Miss Debbie.
Yeah, so the issue with Attorney General and the OSP, sometimes I wonder whether the people drafting this bill or the law of the OSP, they were sleeping. Because when you look at the laws governing the OSP and that of the AG, it's conflicting. Because tell me why an office when it's about to execute its mandate, must seek authorization from the Attorney General. An office where you said is independent, but as it stands now, you need to seek authorization from the Attorney General before you can conduct whatever you want to do, which is bad. So if we think that the OSP office is not that needed, then we should just emerge the OSP and the Attorney General. Because if you don't match them together, the Attorney General assistance now is taking more authority over the special prosecutor, and the special prosecutor's hands has been tied behind his back, and there is nothing he can do. Because if you look at the law governing the Attorney General, he has 99.5% of the power, and then OSP do not have it. The Attorney General is being appointed by the government, so automatically, or he's not independent. And then when you look at the OSP that we are saying is independent was also appointed by the former president.
He also said he's not independent.
You get it? So what are we doing? Are we joking that we are fighting corruption, or we are just deceiving ourselves? Because see, what I know is that no matter how you try to hide the law is the law. You can't hide it. You cannot even use a camouflage style to hide whatever you're hiding, because a time will come where there will be a situation that will pop up and the law will feature itself in there, and that is when you cannot even defend yourself, because that is the law right in front of you or glaring at you. And that is what we are seeing, because we are so eager. We wanted to pass the law, and then we passed it without paying critical attention to it. You say an office is independent, why then do you give more power to someone than the other? And if we are talking about the AG taking over, now according to the High Court, they are saying that whatever OSP did, the number of people he tried prosecuting now and the cases, it's null and void, and so the Attorney General should take over. Like how? So it means wherever that case has gotten to, Attorney General will now have to come and start. And then we think we are fighting corruption. We are just deceiving ourselves.
We are jokers.
Bunch of jokes.
So with the issue of the OSP and Attorney General, it's going to be interesting days ahead, and mind you that it's going to be both for both. And if you don't take time, things are going to get out of hand, and it's going to be so embarrassing. With the case of Ken Oforiatta, Sedinam Tamaklo, and all those people, those cases, the NSS scandal, and the Dubuahini case, that means that
the man who they said he bought jewelry for the wife worth an amount of millions cedis.
That one too.
Wahab, something Wahab.
The buffer stocks issue, that one too. All those cases are actually in jeopardy as it stands now because of this issue between the OSP and the Attorney General. Well, the High Court has given an order that the Attorney General's department should take over cases from the OSP. And one question we keep asking ourselves is, does this strengthen the fight against corruption? Does it? This is actually the topic we'll be looking at in the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Do well to join us on that particular discussion. At this juncture, we are going to into the next segment, which is Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you today in history on this day, 1999. Teen gunmen killed 13 at Columbine High School. 2 teenage gunmen killed 13 people in a shooting spree at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado, south of Denver, at approximately 11:19 a.m. Dylan Claiborne, 17, and Eric Harris, 18, dressed in trench coats, began shooting students outside the school before moving inside to continue their rampage. By 11:35 a.m., Claiborne and Harris had killed 12 fellow students and a teacher and wounded another 23 people. Shortly after noon, the 2 teens turned their guns on themselves and died by suicide. 2010, massive oil spill begins in Gulf of Mexico. The deep water horizon drilling rig exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, killing 11 workers and unleashing the largest marine oil spill in history. Over 87 days, an estimated 4.9 million barrels, roughly 134 to 200 million gallons of crude oil leaked from the Macondo well, severely impacting marine ecosystems and coastal economies. 1978, Korean Airlines jet falls down over Soviet Union. Soviet interceptors forced Korean Airlines Flight 902, a Boeing 707 flying from Paris to Seoul, to land on a frozen lake near Murmansk after it veered off course into Soviet airspace. The incident resulted in 2 passenger deaths and 13 injuries due to damage from a missile blast, while 108 passengers and crew survived. To some few global observances, Look Alike Day encourages people to dress, act, or style themselves like someone else, such as a celebrity, friend, or family member. The day celebrates double gangers, twins, and fun, often light-hearted cases of mistaken identity. Lastly, Right to Read Day. It is a national day of action to combat book bans and defend the freedom to read. It promotes activism, such as contacting officials, supporting libraries, and fighting censorship in communities. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Ms. Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Up next, we have the visual.
Welcome to Debbie's Grow, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. Cut down that fig tree which is bearing no fruit. Titus weighs in OSP's power debate. Sovereign lawyer Sori has waded into the ongoing public discussion about the prosecutorial powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor following the recent legal challenges to the powers. In a statement shared on his Facebook page, Sori asserted that the issue at hand is mainly because of the law that establishes the OSP, which he indicated does not address the issue of the country having an independent prosecutor to handle the menace of corruption. He said that the argument for the creation of the OSP was that the Attorney General cannot fight corruption because he is appointed by the President, but the drafter of the OSP law gave the power to the President to appoint the OSP and also included the Attorney General. So in his own words, it was clear from the law itself that the whole law was a fiasco initio. We just went round in circles and arrived at the same point. Our argument was that once the President appoints the Attorney General, we cannot trust the AG to enforce our corruption laws. Yet, we put it back in the law. So what is the problem this time? It is the law, the same law, the same law. We are reaping the benefits of what we sowed. Did we have the same experts who are speaking from the rooftops when the OSP law was passed? He asked. The renowned lawyer went on to indicate that the current argument of whether the OSP should seek the authorization of the OSP before prosecuting cases should not be an issue at all because it can be easily done. He further asserted that there would be a challenge if the OSP says that the Attorney General is refusing to grant him the authority to prosecute a case. He said, even the cases the OSP has prosecuted without any opposition have not yielded tangible results, which should be the main cause of worry, adding that changing only the law will not even make the office work. Let the SP show by trying that the requirement to seek authorization is workable. He should write for the authorization and show us the Attorney General's response refusing authorization. Then there will be a genuine reason to sing the chorus about the law being the problem. There is a ruling part of which is actually legally poor. Show some character, quash it, appeal and show commitment to prosecuting it. If the OSP shows he can and is willing to fight, some of us will fight for him in his corner. The OSP has throughout its brief history not shown any serious effort to discharge its statutory function. It is only about complaint. I will not blame the law. I will blame the occupant of the office. If we cannot challenge the occupant to be more responsible and to show commitment to fighting corruption, changing the law is pointless. Otherwise, let's do as the good book has advised. Let's just cut down that fig tree which is bearing no fruit, he said. He also refuted the assertion that the current legal challenge of the OSP is because of a tough war between the Attorney General and the Special Prosecutor, Kisi Ejaben. Yes, so lawyer Sori is calling for the total scrap of the office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, the Attorney General is being appointed by a sitting president. So even if President Mahama is no longer in power, whoever comes, any successive government that takes over from the NDC will have to also appoint an Attorney General, which specifically means that Attorney General's office is not an independent office. So long as the person working in that office is being appointed by a political figure, it means that that particular person is being controlled by an upper hand. And so whatever they will tell you is what you will do. And so our leaders sat down and then they said, no, we need to fight corruption. Day in, day out, we have people embezzling from the state. How do we get hold of these people? How do we retrieve our money? How do we hold them responsible? And they said, well, let's come up with an office. And let's call that office the Office of the Special Prosecutor. This office will not be interrupted by any political figure. And so this office will be independent. And we are going to provide this office with all the needed necessary equipment and tools the office needs to work within its frame. And so they brought up the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, the same person who drafted the law of the AG was the same person who drafted the law of the OSP. And then you know that the Attorney General is appointed by a sitting president who is a political figure. Why then will you give 99.9% of prosecutorial power to the Attorney General and give like 5% to the Special Prosecutor? And also state in the law governing the OSP that in more cases or in more trials or often cases, the OSP will need an authorization from the Attorney General, knowing fully well that the OSP is supposed to be an independent body. So, do you now understand where the conflict is coming from? An office is supposed to be independent. But the power of which that office is supposed to claim to execute its mandate has been handed over to another office. And so before I can work or before I'll be given that go ahead to execute my power, I will have to go to my superior, who is the Attorney General. And so if the Attorney General do not give me that go ahead, I cannot work, which basically means that I am not independent. Does it make sense? And that is why I said the people sat down to draft this law. Were they sleeping? Or we were just in hurry to draft the laws to bring about to bring the office of the OSP, or because we want it to be noted in history that when our government came on board, we're the first government in power that brought out an office like this. And the OSP has a stance on prosecuting Obiaye. And even the one he said he has prosecuted, we don't even know how that prosecution or whatever he did landed. And so they are saying that the OSP should be scrapped. And if the OSP will be scrapped, then it means that is going to weaken the fight against corruption. Corruption, fighting seriously. Then it means we can't fight corruption. And it automatically means we are equally not serious as a country. We are not. Sometimes I wonder why we find it so difficult to fight against corruption. If it were to be in some countries, by now, they've already arrested like 10 to 15 people. But as it stands now, we are on the same issue since last year up to now. We are still on one issue. And then we think we can effectively fight corruption. No, we can't. And so if you're saying that the cases that the OSP has already started working on, which I know maybe he's about finalizing some one of 2, 3 cases and all the cases, they've declared it null and void. And then they've given upper hand to the Attorney General to take over. And as I said, the Attorney General is not independent. So the Attorney General can receive a call from other. This is an order from above. This case, you're not supposed to touch it. Is it that you don't touch it at all? Or you beat yourself around it? That is, you keep giving updates on things that not really matters about that case. And then like joke, it becomes a foolish case. No one gets arrested. No one gets detained. No money is retrieved. And then we think we are fighting corruption. And that is why I said we are jokes, bunch of jokes. That is who we are. We are not serious about corruption. And that is why any public figure that is given an opportunity, they want to take away what they feel like is due them. Even if they know that that is not the right time, they take it. Because they know no one is going to hold them responsible. For us to fight corruption, that has to do with a lot of work. A lot. OSP has been in office for how many years now? How many people can we beat our chest with boldness defending the OSP that he was able to prosecute these 2 or 3 people? No. So even the OSP, which we see his office as an independent office, for the number of years he has been in office, was not able to prosecute or fight an ant. Then Attorney General, who is appointed by a political figure, can do that. No way. Let's not deceive ourselves. Let's just be sincere to ourselves and face the facts as it is. That is going to help us. It will help us a lot. And now we have these 2 officers clashing. This one is telling the other, I have the power, there is nothing you can do unless I give you the go ahead, you should work. Does it make sense when you tell me that I have the power or the authority to control the space? And then later on you come to tell me that no, before I do something I should seek permission from someone. No, this is my office. If you tell me this is my office, this is my space, and I'm occupying this space, there should be no instance where you come back to tell me that I cannot work here. I have to seek someone's permission. So if I'm going to eat, I should seek somebody's permission. If I want to do this, I should. No. Then it means I'm not independent. I'm dependent on someone before I can act. And when it's happening like that, we are not going to get the actual results we want. We will not get it. We will just waste our time, waste state resources. That is what we are doing. We are wasting state resources into corrupt cases, and we see no result. We see no result. See, let me be sincere. People are fed up. People are getting tired with corruption. Come on, people are getting tired. What we've been told is not what we are seeing. I feel like this government is delaying. I don't know what is going on. I can't tell. But see, let me be sincere. NDC government, you are not serious about fighting corruption. You are not. You have less than a year to live far. And aunt crying chine. Ken of Oriata case adani garini wache. We are not seeing the tail and the head of this whole issue. All we get to know is that, oh, Mr. So and so, Mrs. So and so has been involved in corruption-related cases. We are interrogating her. We send her notice. I see why. It ends there. We don't get to hear the details. And then what we get to hear is that he or she has been granted bail. And then when there is any issue popping up, the person will be called back to court to defend his or herself. And then another time he has been granted bail. See ya. And I'm sure it will continue like this till the NDC leave power. We were so happy when they brought oral. We were so excited because we knew that there were government officials that were stealing state money. We don't know them by face, but we know that they are there. They were stealing state money. Because tell me why the country will run at loss, and then you tell me that it is an angel that is stealing that money or it's a ghost. It's human. An office cannot be occupied by ghosts. We are not spirits, we are humans. So it's definitely a human being. So we were happy. Oranako say they are not even saying anything. The last time I heard from Dr. Mr. Domelevo, he said most of the thing they gathered was chaffs and all that. I'm not committing in catch it. I said it was chaffs and BBBs, and I was like, look at all this. Everybody is quiet. No one is talking about it. How far have we gotten to? Hey, let me be sincere with you. Your own people are tired. Your own people, they are tired. They are getting disappointed. Let's call a spade and not a big spoon. They are getting disappointed. This is not what we expected. This is not what we want to see. We know there are still more days ahead, but more days, it's not like 10 years old. You close your eyes and open it and we are in 2028. And we'll have to vote in a new government. The NDC will make history if they're able to prosecute and arrest all these thieves and restore our money. That is all we want. Arrest them. Let us know that the Ghana law we have, is not in favor of some group of people and it's not against the poor. The law as it is, whether you are a president, whether you're a president, sir, whoever you are, when you flout it, the law goes against you. As simple as ABC. If you are supposed to be hanged to death, whether you're an appointee and you are caught, they do same to you. When you're ordinary Ghanaian, you are caught, they do same to you. There shouldn't be discriminatory between these two. There shouldn't be any form of bias. That is all we want to see. And if the NDC government should fail in this, then I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. For corruption, we need to fight it war armed. Thank you for making time with me on the Miss Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that, girl. And thank you, too, for joining us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly. Please stay and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
It's 8 o'clock. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, President John Dramani Mahama links power interruption to maintenance works, assuring Ghanaian of stable supply ahead. Government pushes local investment in diamond mine after takeover from Goldfield. Foreign Minister targets stronger Ghana-Spain partnership ahead of 60th anniversary. Also coming up, Ota for Member of Parliament accuses National Pensions Regulatory Authority over evasive response on 10 million Ghana cedis foreign training, demanding full right to information disclosure. Deputy Transport Minister inspect 100 new buses to revamp Metro Mass Transit Limited operations. There's and many more coming up your way shortly. News in detail. President John Dramani Mahama addressing concern over recent power cuts says the interruptions are part of scheduled maintenance and system upgrade carried out by power sector agencies to strengthen the national grid. The goal, according to the president, is to prevent prolonged unplanned outages in the future. He assured Ghanaians of government's commitment to long-term solutions.
As 1980s, when we started the National Electrification Program. At that time, the population of Ghana was much smaller than it is today. I think it's of 19 million or 18 million. Today we're 33 million. And it means that all our communities are expanding. And so, if we take the example of the transformer in Ngwa, in Lashi, which was 22 years old, you can imagine that the transformer was installed 22 years ago. And since then, the community has expanded beyond the capacity of the transformer. That's why you have the lights being very unstable. And for many years, ECG and NEDCO have not done a mass replacement of transformers to upgrade the power of the transformers to be able to meet the growing demand in the communities. And so the minister made the request and cabinet approved it. The Ministry of Finance came to the assistance of the Ministry of Energy and have acquired a lot of transformers for installation nationwide, currently 2,500 transformers. And so we're going to see stable power after this first phase. And like he said, after that, constantly we'll keep taking out the old transformers so that Ghana can have stable power. And so, like he said, I'll appeal to our people. The outages you are facing are not doomsday. It is to enable you get better quality and stable power. But like he said, anytime they are going to replace transformers, to inform the people in the area so that they are aware that their lights are going to be put up for a while until the transformers are installed. One of the things that I'm happy about is a lot of these transformers are produced locally in Ghana. They are made in Ghana transformers. And so it also helps to multiply the benefits that our country is making. I'm looking to the day where all our transformers will be produced locally and we'll be able to stabilize the power situation in our country. So well done, NEDCO, ECG. We must just now improve our customer response time. And And so we need a system where when customers call, there's a quick response to either rectify faults or something. I was discussing that with the minister yesterday. So I'm sure he'll get back in touch with you to see how we can get some proper call centers and employ young Ghanaians to sit there and respond to people when they call reporting faults. And then we must have teams that are responding immediately a fault is reported. So after stabilizing the power, we need also better customer care and a quicker call response time.
You heard from President John Dramani Mahama. Away from that, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa has called on engineers and planners to invest in the diamond mine to drive national and local development. He made the call during the official handover of the mine from Goldfields, Ghana to Ghanaian-led operation. According to him, the transition is a clear demonstration of Ghanaian capacity and expertise to manage the country's mineral resources.
It is not an afterthought. It is our priority. Ours is to ensure that as the mine grows, so must the hospitals, the schools, the roads, and all the opportunities in our neighborhood. And another government will ensure that happens. GMP is not a stranger to this space, as we all know. Since 2002, they have been the technical boss behind Daman's operations. By selecting Holy Ghanaian owned entity with a proven track record, we have ensured that no job will be lost. Every valid contract will be honored and that the mine will run without interruption. By this decision, we have also ensured that a resource governance reset is realized. We are the owners, the managers, and the visionaries. This is an economic necessity, long called for by the visionary of Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We believe that Ghanaians have built enough expertise over decades to handle their own resources. And as I always say, we began at the tail end of the bus. We moved carefully in the middle. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here this morning to signal to the world that our people are now ready to drive the bus. Engineers and planners, you are not just taking over a mine. You are carrying a nation's confidence. This is only a leasing right. And let me emphasize, this is only a leasing right, not a sell-off. The Republic of Ghana remains the owner of this mineral asset. This lease will be reviewed when its terms expire.
Adding her voice to the call, the paramount Queen Mother of Wasafia say Nana Abena Konajwa has officially welcomed engineers and planners to the Daman concession. Speaking during the handover ceremony, she urged all stakeholders to ensure peaceful coexistence between the company and host communities. While investment and job creation are welcomed, she added that the long-term welfare of communities should remain a priority under the new management.
Today, we gather to mark successful leading over this land mine from our partner to another partner. As a traditional authority and a mother to this land, I acknowledge this transition and warmly welcome the new partners among us. Now that this process has been completed, my farewell call is for peace, unity, stability. Let us all, management, workers, and the community work together in harmony to ensure that operations continue smoothly and that everyone benefits from this new chapter. This land remains the heritage of our people. It carries our history, our ancestors and the hope of generation yet unborn. As we take full responsibility, I remind you that your role goes beyond mining. Our communities look forward to rare developments, empowerment opportunities for our youth, support for education, improved healthcare, and growth for local businesses. I also urge you to show deep respect for our traditions, our customs, and our leadership. This land is sacred. This land is sacred, and it must be protected. Let your operations reflect responsibilities, especially in caring for the environment, so that our land remains safe, productive for the future. As we stand here today, we do so with trust and expectation. We believe that this new partnership will bring progress, strengthen relationships, and improve the life of our people. May God continue to guide this journey, and may wisdom lead every decision you make. Thank you.
Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa is pushing for stronger diplomatic and economic ties between Ghana and Spain. Speaking on Ghana-Spain relations, the minister noted that annual trade volumes between the two countries stand at about 300 million. He added that the 60th anniversary of Ghana and Spain diplomatic relations, which falls in 2027, should serve as a catalyst to unlock new opportunities and bilateral cooperation to a more strategic level.
Next year also marks our 70th anniversary as a country. So it's quite a fortuitous year in terms of the alignments. And if you consider the fact that in our entire almost 60-year history of diplomatic relations, we have never, ever had a high-level state visit, not on any side. No prime minister or king of Spain has been to Ghana on a state visit, and no president of Ghana has been to Spain on a state visit. So you have a task to perform, and I have softened the grounds for you. When I met my counterpart yesterday, I told him that it is not acceptable, looking at how we trade amongst ourselves. Look at GB Foods, the vice president was with them yesterday. They've employed thousands of Ghanaians. They have assets. You have so many Spanish companies. Our trade volumes are huge, in excess of $300 million every year. So it is really not the best that at the diplomatic level we don't have an icing on the cake. So we need to work towards that. The foreign minister is excited about the prospects, and he says that we should bring a formal invitation, which we have done. You can trust us to be very efficient. So we hope that next year we can have this state visit so that working on the vice president's visit, we can have a good climax, which Ghana-Spain relations really deserves.
Member of Parliament for Ota for Vincent Eko Assefoa has accused the National Pensions Regulatory Authority of being evasive on foreign training programs. According to him, nearly 10 million Ghana cedis were spent on foreign training, a figure he says demands full public disclosure. He is pressing the authority for detailed answers, alleging the National Pensions Regulatory Authority has been selective in its responses in a manner that defies the right to information law.
The Deputy Attorney General went for that program, or that trip, which was supposed to be for training. He took 2 weeks per diem, went for the program 2 or 3 days, and came back to Ghana. They failed to respond to that. The deputy Bank of Ghana governor also went to the same program, went 2 or 3 days, and came back to Ghana and took per diem amounting to 1,500 Ghana cedis by 14. If you multiply that figure by 11, that will give you huge sums of money. And that is why I'm asking. These payments are not even inclusive of the training amount that was paid. It is the responsibility of the MPRA to disclose to the Ghanaian people how much they even paid as far as the training fees were concerned. And it is a non-starter. They are being evasive. The real issue is that they should tell the people of Ghana that indeed, if the Finance Directorate and the Accounts Directorate is not paying him much more than what was approved with respect to the 25%.
In other news, the Deputy Minister for Transport on Saturday inspected a consignment of 100 new buses procured for Metro Mass Transit Limited to strengthen public transport services across the country. The inspection exercise is part of government's broader plan to retool Metro Mass Transit Limited and restore its capacity as a reliable mass transport provider for commuters in Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, and other major towns. Speaking during the visit, the Deputy Minister stated that the new fleet will help reduce congestion at bus terminals, shorten passenger waiting time, and improve overall efficiency on both intra and intercity routes. Officials of Metro Mass Transit Limited said the buses will be deployed in phases after completion of registration, insurance, and driver orientation. Priority will be given to high-demand corridors that were suspended due to inadequate buses. The 100 buses are to recent intervention aimed at reviving Metro Mass Transit Limited operations and providing affordable transport alternatives amid rising urban mobility challenges.
Now the buses are in. Before it is handed over to us as a ministry or as the agency, we have to come and take a look to make sure that what we actually went to Egypt to go take a look at is what has been delivered. So that is what we are doing. It's a pre-inspection. So my boss is not here. He actually traveled for an official engagement. He just came. So he has asked me to come and do the inspection to make sure that everything is intact. And then we would set a date to do the handing over.
In business, the Food and Drugs Authority has seized more than 5,000 packs of unapproved and potentially harmful baby diapers from market in the Tamale metropolis. The enforcement exercise forms part of effort by the authority to protect public health, particularly of infants, amid concerns of the influx of unregistered products being sold to unsuspected consumers. During the operation, Food and Drugs Authority officials inspected shops and market outlets across the metropolis, checking baby diaper brand for proper registration, accurate labeling, and compliance with safety standards. The exercise uncovered several products that were unregistered, poorly labeled, and lacked FDA approval, raising concern about their safety and quality. In sports, more than 30% of aspiring athletes in Ghana have been exposed to exploitative recruitment schemes. The Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, has said, warning of a growing link between sports and human trafficking. Speaking at the National Forum on Human Trafficking through Sports in Accra on Thursday, April 16, he said the trend had evolved beyond isolated incident into a coordinated system preying on vulnerable youth. Mr. Adams warned that the exploitation of young athletes was increasingly tied to organized criminal networks, citing the case of a Senegalese goalkeeper who was lured abroad with promise of a football trial, but later kidnapped and killed after ransom demands were not met. He said the government under President John Dramani Mahama was responding, by strengthening youth protection and investing in domestic sports development to reduce the push factors driving athletes abroad. According to the minister, the restructuring of the former Ministry of Youth and Sports into separate entities, a Ministry of Sports and Recreation and the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, was intended to enable more targeted intervention. As part of effort to stabilize local football ecosystem, Mr. Adams disclosed that the government had allocated 1 million Ghana cedis to each Premier League club this season to support operation and improve player welfare. He added that prize money for league winner would increase from 500,000 Ghana cedis to 2 million Ghana cedis from the 2025-2026 season, with all clubs finishing between 1st and 15th position receiving financial rewards. Looking ahead to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Mr. Adams cautioned that risk intended and extended beyond athlete to fund, warning that fraudulent travel scheme could target supporters and expose them to financial loss and safety threats. On global news, Pope Leo has addressed tens of thousands of faithfuls near Angola's capital, urging the country to overcome divisions and corruption during a landmark tour of Africa. Speaking at an open-air mass on Sunday in the town of Kiolamba on the outskirts of Luanda, Leo addressed the country's civil war scared he said has brought enmity and division, squandered resources and poverty. The pontiff arrived in the Portuguese-speaking nation on Saturday for the third leg of a four-nation tour of the continent, which began in Algeria and Cameroon, and will also include a stop in Equatorial Guinea. At a meeting with Angola officials, including the president, Leo spoke out against the suffering and social environmental disasters caused by the rampant exploitation of natural resources. The remarks in Angola, which endured a decades-long civil war that ended in 2002, continued the theme of Leo's 11-day tour, during which he was delivered point warnings against corruption and the plunder of the continent's resources. The first United States-born Pope has also delivered remarks seen as critical of the United States-Israeli war in Iran and United States policy, including calling United States President's threat to end Iran's civilization unacceptable. The pontiff's rhetoric has put him at odds with Trump, who last week called the Catholic leader weak and terrible for foreign policy. Leo said he is not afraid of Trump's administration and will continue to speak against war. Traveling from Cameroon to Angola on Saturday, Leo also said he has no interest in starting a new debate with the U.S. president. From Kilamba, Leo is to travel 110 kilometers by helicopter to the town of Moxima, Angola's most venerated pilgrimage site, where a 300-year-old church overlooks a river that was once a major slave trading route. The church, with a statue of the Virgin Mary, known affectionately as Mama Muxima, draws roughly 2 million pilgrims a year, and large crowds are expected to meet the Pope. The Pope is then due to travel more than 800 kilometers from the capital to visit a retirement home, where he will celebrate another Mass before departing for Equatorial Guinea. Catholic lawyer Domingos Das Neves said the Pope's focus on social justice was welcome in Angola, which is struggling with stark social symmetries and inequalities. And that's it on the morning news update. Do want to log on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Dosso. Thank you so much for sticking tuned to your radio. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station, and we are streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do want to log on and send in your comments. Let's get interactive on the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. As you know it, on the second segment of the show, we come along with knowledgeable guests who will be delving into the main topic for discussion. We have other issues on board this morning that has to do with the Damine Mines, EP taking over Damine Mines, and also with the issue of OSP and Attorney General. These are the main topical issues we'll be looking at this morning. And as you know it, we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to be delving into the topic for discussion. This morning I have sitting right here in the studios with me Mr. Emmanuel Chambers. Mr. Zamani Gauso, who is the NDC Communications team member, will be joining us shortly. But Mr. Chambers is here with us, so I think we will proceed then. Mr. Chambers is the NPP Communications team member. Good morning to you, Mr. Chambers, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Good morning, and thanks very much. It hasn't been easy.
What hasn't been easy?
I didn't have a good night yesterday.
Oh, what happened?
Lights out. There was this lights out.
Oh, yes. Sorry. They said they are repairing transformers. So you heard from the president himself, right? Did you hear? Oh,
they are hiding under covers.
Oh, you think they are hiding something?
They are hiding under covers.
So you think it's what? It's doomsday?
The issue is that it's not only my area. Some other areas are complaining. People are really complaining, and it's I don't want to say it's doomsday, and I'm not so far from saying it, since that is the reality.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I understand the challenges, and so we are praying for them to fix it as far as possible. Initially, it was like they were going through some technical issues, but now they are repairing some transformers and all that. No, but this is long overdue.
It's long overdue.
It's long. It's about 3 months now. We have not been comfortably using the lights. So how long are they going to repair the transformers?
I understand your plight. I do. But the president has come out to clarify that it is not doomsday, so it is doomsday. they are trying to make it better, so you don't experience what you experience. But there was a communique that they are fixing some transformers, or do you need to see that?
I saw it, but how long will it take? That's my point.
So you think they should give us a timeline?
At least it should not take more than 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
I said my area, we have started experiencing doom so for like 2 to 3 months now. So are you telling me they've been working on that transformer and then they can finish it?
But when they take the lights off, does it keep long before it comes back?
They took it off today around somewhere at 3 dawn
a.m.
Yes, and that's when I left. I have to even call the host. He's here. I call him to confirm if there's light.
If there's light, so you not come.
So that is it.
Share. We have lights.
You are lucky.
We are not lucky. We are in a good area. Yes.
Well, you are good because here you have a very nice studio.
Oh, yes.
You have a voice of the people here, which my area we don't have. But
so they'll give us lights.
That is
we do like this. Let me keep quiet before they come and take the lights away.
Very well. Let's just pray that we are able to end here without
light off.
Light off.
Mama. How was the weekend for you?
It has not been well for me at all.
Oh, the weekend too?
Oh, it hasn't been well. But that is because I have a lot of things fixing up. I wasn't feeling fine. And you know, normally when I come here, I don't come with glasses and all that. But today, it happens to be so. I'm not really feeling fine. And over the weekends, we have to put ourselves together to understand that there are a lot of issues we have to talk about. We have Baba Amando issue that the
he's been granted.
Yes, of course, but we need to go through some series of issues. We also lost our patron, Regent, Tescon Regent University. We have also lost our patron. We need to fix up 1 or 2 things, and the issue of OSP and for the increment in 4 prices and all
the
that.
Reduction, not
the
increase.
It's
a reduction.
On the surface.
It's a reduction, Mr. Chambers.
On the surface.
It's a reduction.
On the surface. Let me make my point here. On the surface, it appears there's a reduction, but I'm saying that the reduction is not reflecting on our lives. Be honest with yourself.
Oh, but the drivers are buying it now at a lesser price.
How much is the reduction?
So they took 2 cedis from diesel and 0.36 from petrol.
Very well, but I'm saying that. Well, the amount of money I used to pay, the amount of fare charged from McCarthy Hills to Anya Academy is still the same.
How much?
It's 5 cedis. It's still the same.
So you were expecting that?
Once there's reduction in the
no,
prices.
but you know, there was a time came that when fuel prices were down, the government made the drivers to also reduce the fuel prices. And what we are actually experiencing now is as a result of what is happening in the Middle East. So they are sort of like creating a relief for the farmers, a relief for the drivers. So the government took it upon themselves to reduce some taxes, but for them not to increase the transport fares.
At the end of the day,
don't you think it's fair?
At the end of the day, we were even told that the Doomsday levy will be scrapped off. Are you aware?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, good. The initial announcement was targeting the Doomsday levy. That is the 1 cedi on petroleum products.
I think the minorities were the one targeting.
No, not the minority.
Levy.
Not the minority.
But who?
I listened to the energy sector, energy minister.
And he said
they are going to take some possible measures in midst of the increment in the 4 prices, so as to look at the the petroleum levy. That is the 1 cedi. He was clear. Well, he didn't say they are going to take it off. They said they are going to review it, and if possible, getting it off. Masa, and if you listen to the president, his announcement, he made a statement around that.
But in your opinion, do you think it will be right for them to scrap the levy?
I don't even know.
In as much as the debts we still have there.
No, please. Don't let us get this message twist. The Doomsday levy, the primary establishment of the Doomsday levy was not to pay our energy sector debts.
Oh.
I say this, and I quote verbatimly the words of the energy minister.
Should I read why the Doomsday levy was?
I am saying that.
You let me read why the Doomsday levy was.
Can I make my point?
Yes. So whilst you are making
the point is this: the primary reason, if you listen to the interior minister, before the announcement of the Doomsday levy, He said, and I quote, that if you can walk to the petrol or pump stations, buy fuel on 1 liter, you are able to donate 1 CD. It means that we will be able to keep our lights on. Is that not what he said? Energy Minister, I have the video here where he said that. If we are able to give 1 CD when we buy fuel, and that of course that 1 CD is used as a levy, it means they will keep our lights on. So it means the primary introduction of the Doomsday levy was to keep the lights on and not to pay the energy sector debt. I always say, wherever I go, I always say that for the energy sector debts, they are making and painting the pictures, on social media to look as if the MPP left the energy sector debt, as if we never inherited it from the previous administration. That is John Dramani Mahama led administration, 2012-2016. So please, I want us to be very clear and truthful to Ghanaians.
Okay, so let's read what we have here.
You can read it.
This is from City. The 1 CD energy sector levy, formerly under the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Bill 2025, was introduced by governments primarily to address a massive $3.1 billion to $3.7 billion legacy debt in the energy sector and to secure funds for purchasing fuel and thermal power generation. So in addition to that, it's also part of the reasons they brought up the
very well. So I am
to
saying
pay the legacy debt as well.
I am saying that if you listen to what their minister said in Parliament, it was later they introduced this debt issue. The primary reason what they presented to the Parliament was to buy fuel to power our plants or to keep our lights on. That was the reason. I listened to the Interior Minister Mutaka and that of the Energy Minister. These two people, they said it clearly without any equivocation. So I wouldn't, me, for me, I always say that deceiving the public or saying things or cooking things into media, it's not part of me. And I will never do that. The major reason for enrolling this particular 1 CD tax on petroleum products was to keep our lights on. And if you talk about the legacy debts, I want to tell you, it's a problem. With this particular thing is a problem. Every government has left a debt or two. And one thing about the energy sector is that the more you pay, the more you get the bill. So you can say that you can finish paying. Look, the NDC currently today cannot say that before they leave power, they will review or they will stabilize the debt at the energy sector. I'm telling you, market, just go and look at the trend from when they took power to now. What has been the increment and what has been the adjustment to it? So it's a problem. It's a legacy problem. Honestly, it's a legacy problem. But the political party we are coming from will tell us to know how to say it and not to use it for politics.
Right. So away from the fuel levy and then the reduction of fuel prices, now to the issue of, is it Baba Amando Yakubu Abubakar. Right. The NPP is actually accusing the NDC of going after the NPP members due to them criticizing them. Do you see that as a witch hunt or simply because of what your people are actually doing?
Thank you so much. With regards to the issue of Baba Amando, I want to say that this issue has to do with legality. And when it comes to legal frameworks, issues over there cannot be hidden. And certain things are supposed to be clear, diaphanous to the ordinary Ghanaian. What the case of Baba Amando, what the judge has done completely indicates that the only thing
what did the judge do? Do you mind telling us?
I'm coming to that.
Right.
It completely indicates that what differentiates him from the NDC member is just that he's not, on that particular day, he's not putting on the NDC t-shirt. If you were in the NDC t-shirt, that would have been very normal. We wouldn't have pursued this case to where it is today. You understand? Judges are supposed to uphold some highest standard of democratic discipline in this country. And the future, the plight, the rights of every citizen depend on the judges we see today. And so if a judge is twisting certain situations and massaging certain issues to favor the ruling government, it's quite unfortunate. Baba Amando was arrested irrespective of what he has done. every other person has done, most other persons has done that. Some George has done that. Some Jimfi has done that. You know what they call trumu trumu. You understand? You see that when it comes to the issue of LGBTQ+, they've used it to insult Nanado. And that no president has ever received insults like Nanado. But let truth be told, nobody, Nanado has never ordered for the arrest of anyone because the person has insulted him.
Right. I want to ask a question. Why didn't you pick up those people when they insulted the president?
I believe
was it a choice?
I believe that Article 5 of our Constitution, if you read it through, it has provided clearly the freedom
of expression.
And that everybody has the right to express his opinion.
But
even though there are regulations, there are limitations to it. But I'm saying that it is normal to insult a political figure.
But don't you find that defamatory?
I don't think that is defamation. No, not at all. Not at all. Look, we are in a world where people create content. We are in a world where people are allowed to criticize. We are in a world where our democracy allows criticism in the country. Therefore, once you are able, or once you, come up with an idea to regulate how people criticize you as a government, it means you are bringing in our censorship. This is a complete censorship. Now, if you look at the case of Armando, this gentleman was arrested by the police, arraigned before court. In this case, the police are the prosecutors, right?
Yes.
Now, the prosecutor told the judge that, look, let's grant Baba Armando a bail. Because I am of the conviction that anytime, any day we are looking for Baba Armando, we will get him and bring him here. The judge asked him, how long will it take for you to investigate into the matter? He said 2 weeks. And then the judge told the prosecutor, look, I am not sure we should release Baba Armando because Baba Armando might intervene or interfere in the investigations, which in the history, when I was born, I have interest in legal matters. I have been listening so much, and every one of us, I have senior lawyers who have practiced more than 30 years saying that they have never experienced this kind of ruling in this country. That was then when this country was no under democracy that we can have this kind of ruling. That a judge sat down and told a prosecutor that I will not grant this particular person a bail until I am satisfied that the person will not run away. When the prosecutor even said, no, don't let us go in that tangent. Let's release the gentleman. We're releasing the gentleman. It means anytime we want him, we can get him. That was the issue of Baba Armando. And like I said earlier on, these are issues of legality. And legal matters are not supposed to be hidden or whatever. And so I am of the conviction, I am of the absolute standard. What the judge has done is a very bad precedent. It's a very bad precedent. Lucky enough, people will have to come in, talk about it. Then within a day or two, he granted Baba Armando a bail. Other than that, I tell you, we should not tolerate, we should not encourage, we should not have this in our judicial system. It's not going to help us in any way or any kind.
So what better way do you think that the judge could have actually addressed
what
this?
What the judge would have done better is to listen to the prosecutor. In the first place, you, the judge, you are there, you are not belonging to any political party. Therefore, a case that has been presented before you is what you are going to judge. And a judge, it is not the right of a judge to determine what the prosecutor to do or not to do. And so once the prosecutor was pushing for a bail, the judge should have granted a bail, because in the first place, you don't even know the gentleman and where Baba Armando is coming from. And so the judge, and that has not been our practice, and the judge has, in his own categorical imperative, knew he has violated the standing orders or the constitution of the country, where the judge will have to direct a prosecutor what to do and what not to do. So the judge shouldn't have done that. It was completely out of order for a judge to direct a prosecutor what to do and what not to do.
Right, that was Mr. Chambers. Joining us right in the studios is the NDC communicator, Mr. Gauzo Zamani. Good morning to you, Mr. Zamani.
Good morning.
You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much.
You're looking good. I like your outfit.
Thank you so much.
I'll come and bow for my brother. Yeah, so before you got in, we were actually on the issue of the NPP accusing the NDC of, coming after critics.
Coming after?
Critics.
Oh, okay.
for people that are actually criticizing their government. And I believe you saw that Abronya was also picked up. Yes. And Baba Amando was also picked up, who is also Yakubu Abubakar. Yeah, he was also picked up. And the NPP are going after the NDC. That it's like they are impeaching on their rights, because according to our constitution and according to our laws, everybody is entitled to their, opinion, to express themselves, freedom of expression. But it looks like under this administration, it doesn't look like it. It looks like they are coming for their people. And I don't know if you've seen a picture. I think it's AI generated, a picture of our president in wig with LGBT colors, and he wasn't the only person. I think Sam George was there, Samuel Kwache was there, and I think Alban Backbin was also there. Some people were actually picked up. They're saying that during Anado's time, you even did more, but nobody was picked up. Then I asked, why didn't you pick up those people? And I'm not really getting the kind of answer.
This thing looks and then it looks funny, See, MPP, it looks like they are caught away of the new political terrain. They think we are still in the old system where lies and then propaganda sway the people away, and then you get your way through to the voting, and at the end of the day you are in charge. But things have changed. The people are discerning now. Information is easily accessible now, and whilst we are getting into that terrain, there's a need for us to sensitize the system. There's a need for us to sanitize the system. Let's put law and order. We shouldn't allow anyone to just wake up and do whatever is bad then, and you overlooked it. We would not overlook it today. There's a need for us to sanitize the system. And for that matter, we will not allow anything at all to just flow into the system. The next moment you will see, it is not, how do you call it, a photo that has been edited. They will just start heading into people's houses and then doing their own thing. I saw Baba Amando, like he was so full of himself when he was picked up, like throwing tantrums here and there, knowing very well that you've been picked up by the law. And this time around, there's a new, how do you call it, act on the digital whatever. So
IP address.
Yes, you get me. So these days, when you do your own things, you will not go scot-free. You see, these are matters of civil. These are matters of civil rights. These are not criminal. And I heard him make mention of the judgment of the the judge not granting Baba Amando. But you see, when we get the opportunities like this, legal matters, when we are expressing our opinions, we need to be very, very careful on the way we express our opinions. See, you don't make claims that you have no idea.
No, these are not claims.
Please let him finish.
No,
Mr.
It's guided by constitution, please. These are
when you finish, then clarify your issue. Thank you.
Today is Monday, Chambers. Today is Monday, we are starting the week. If you don't make the week nice for my lady, you
she's safe. Just that me and legality. I just want, when you are talking, I'm like, okay, you go ahead. I want to invite me because I don't want to start.
Chambers, I like Chambers so much. Anytime in a show with him, when we leave here, he tried to engage me.
Yeah,
engage me further.
Of course.
He tries to engage further. But you see, let's try to sanitize our system. The misinformation has been too much. This time around, we live in the world of AI. People just pick up and then they ascertain whatever you are saying. And these matters that has to do with LGBTQ, that they went to edit and put whatever in the ministers and then the president. It wasn't, we as Ghanaians, we were raised up well. You get me? We were raised up well with like so if you disrespect anybody, not the first gentleman of the land. And if you are doing this, we frown upon this morally. So if we see you brandishing colors of LGBTQ in the president, then Charlie, we have every right to question you. You get me? So not to go deeper into that matters. Ours is to try to sanitize the system. We are just trying to do away with all those misinformation, and that kind of politics has passed. It is long gone. MPP, update yourself. You see, one thing opposition is known of doing is putting the government on the day on its toes, like coming out with concrete criticisms, not these shallow works that they are doing. Not these shallow works that they are doing. Over the weekend, I saw how do you call it? Asifwa.
I think he came to apologize. The allegation he made towards the pension, the national pension.
You see, this is how they keep apologizing. Baumia is apologizing. Afenyo Makin is apologizing. Asifwa is apologizing. Almost everybody in the party is apologizing. I know where Baumia apologized.
Baumia apologized to you.
On his thank you talk, when Baumia was going on his thank you talk, Baumia actually apologized to Ghanaians on the woes that they took Ghanaians to. Baumia admitted to the fact that. No, please, no. Baumia admitted to the fact that, which even saw Educhum came out to say that, Masa, if you were given the economy to manage and you mismanaged it, I was given education and I made sure I handled free SHS work. This was in your own people. Your own people were saying this. So as for the apologies,
so now they are going after each other.
They are going. We saw the drama. We saw the drama during the primaries. This throw here and this one throw in there. So you see, let's try to get correct system. You guys to arrange yourself for it. See. It is not too late to go back to the drawing table and then strategize and come back. See, the communication has changed. Propaganda and say information is easily accessible. Immediately you throw it out there, people are ascertaining it on TikTok. People are ascertaining it with AI. So please, let's get ourselves abreast with the current system and come in. Other than that, Charlie, but opposition.
Right.
The job is not easy.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Zamani. I think we are going to move straight into our main topic for discussion this morning. And as I said earlier, as part of what we'll be looking at this morning has to do with the new developments on the issue of the OSP. And this time around, the Attorney General's office is actually working with a decision that was given to them by the High Court. So they are now taking over the cases of the OSP. And one may ask that, does this strengthen our fight against corruption or not, for the AG to take over cases from the OSP? Meaning he has to take the cases all over again, and all the cases that the OSP has actually executed or tackled are actually declared null and void. Where are we getting to as a country with these two corruption bodies, anti-corruption bodies, fighting for prosecutorial powers? Where are we heading to as a country? I'll begin with you, Mr. Chambers.
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You see, I always see it as a privilege when I'm given the opportunity to air my view on some of these important issues. That issues here is the issue of OSP and that of the Attorney General. Indeed, I believe that issues of this nature would have to be handled free from, political lines or political affiliation. You see, the point here is that the Attorney General, by any standard, by the 1992 Constitution, that is speaking it from Article 88, has the power to prosecute, unless otherwise he has decided to give what we call fiat. Now, I believe if you read Article 1(2) of the 1992 Constitution, it also says that the 1992 Constitution is the supreme, and any other law that is found inconsistent with the Constitution is considered null and void. And so, that notwithstanding, if you read Article 93, what the Constitution has said, given the mandate to the judiciary, to the legislature, the Article 93 giving the mandate to the legislature to make laws, yes, the legislature has the right to make laws, but cannot make a law that will be inconsistent with the 1992 Constitution.
Exactly.
You understand? So when you look at the OSP Act, it's directly from the 1992 Constitution, giving the power to the Parliament to make laws, and that was where the act was enumerated from. Now, the same Constitution has also given limitations. So what is already codified in the 1992 Constitution, like Article 88, giving the absolute powers to the Attorney General to prosecute, unless otherwise fiat. It means that the Parliament cannot make any law to regulate that particular provision. It's an entrenched provision in the Constitution. So I think when we are going to take it on legal basis, I might not have much to say. That is why I said we have to move away from political stand. But you see, the reality of it is that the OSP Act, I think that is Section 4, has a fundamental problem, where it has also given the OSP the absolute powers, the absolute prosecutorial powers. I think that one, it is conflicting with the 1992 Constitution, Article 8. So if we are going to take it from that line, I would believe that the OSP would have to understand, where the Constitution is coming from. But notwithstanding, the issue of establishing independent bodies in this country to fight against corruption, we have a lot of independent bodies, and we have to also ask ourselves, how are the independent bodies operating when it comes to the issue of corruption? Now, the OSP, the Office of Special Prosecutor, was merely created to fight corruption and corruption-related offenses, and that his target was politically known people who are exposed to corruption. That was what the OSP was supposed to do. The office was supposed to tackle issues related to corruptions in charge, where we have politicians extortion, embezzlement, and mismanagement of our state funds. That was the direction of the OSP. Now, as for the AG, the Attorney General controls so many. Now, the issue is that I believe, to some larger extent, the OSP powers should not be reduced. Why? Taking away the powers, taking away the powers, that's the prosecutorial powers from the OSP. It means, by all indications, that the OSP office is left with nothing.
With nothing, but just
the OSP is just there, or is occupying the position, and at Section 4 of the OSP's Act has been taken away. I am thinking that the OSP is having 8 major cases he's handling now, and once that powers is taken away, even though listening to the AG, the Attorney General has said that if the OSP comes to ask for fiat, they will give him the fiat. Now, the Attorney General will now determine at what instance, which circumstance, should a fiat be given to the OSP to prosecute. And that is where the select and fight system will come, where the OSP will have to determine certain cases and decide to release powers to the OSP to prosecute. Now, we have so many cases that alleged corruption cases in this country. The Attorney General is already handling some cases where he has not got down with them. The OSP is also handling some cases, and I know
he's also not done.
He's not also done. Now, taking away the powers, it means the cases related to the OSP has been considered as what? Null and void. It means the Attorney General will now go and start from the scratch and look into those matters and determine as whether to prosecute the matters or not to prosecute the matters. So why in the first place is the OSP struggling for powers, struggling for prosecutorial powers from the Attorney General, when the OSP indeed is already handling certain matters? I am not saying that it is not right for the Attorney General to demand his powers from, or take away powers from the Attorney General, the OSP. But I am saying that it would have been prudent that the OSP is operated, if for nothing at all, there should be a time limit for him to deal with the 8 cases that he's handling. So when he's done with the 8 cases, that is where the Attorney General cannot come in to determine as to whether you will give him the fiat that is the authority to prosecute or not. Look, we have the Attorney General today, and every other Attorney General is appointed by the President of the
President.
Now, that is to say that issues related to corruptions, it is the politicians that are embezzling, extorting, and also mismanaging our resources. I mean, the state fund. And so it means if the mandate is conferred in the Attorney General to fight against corruption, the Attorney General would now have to look at some cases that will be convenient to him and the political party. I tell you, whether we like it or not, whether constitutional ban or not, the Attorney General today must listen to the president, whatever the case might be. And the OSP is an independent body. So giving the OSP a fiat should not be a demand. It shouldn't be a demand.
But
it should be something
mandatory.
that is, yes, it
should be mandatory.
It should be mandatory in a way that it's an independent body. So since it is an independent body, it would in a way fight seriously against corruption without considering your political class, your political, blood, or your political affiliation. Unlike the Attorney General, where the Attorney General appointed by the President would have to watch the President. You can tell me that the Attorney General today would run after the President. You can tell me that the Attorney General will run after someone serving as a minister today with him, or they are all ministers. You see, so some of these issues are certain things we need to consider. That even though the Constitution has given absolute powers to the Attorney General, that is Article 88. But if you read it down, I think 3 or 4. It has also asked the Attorney General to give out fiat, that is to give out what is known as delegations of power. Now, I was thinking that even if the Attorney General would strip the powers from the OSP, then it should have been that when the OSP is done with the 8 cases, then the Attorney General can come in there and demand for his powers. I also want to add that, see, it's about time we allow some independent bodies in this country to operate freely without political interference. And I think that there is a complete conflict of interest if we allow the Attorney General to go on prosecuting politicians or people who are embezzling, extorting, or mismanaging our resources. Where the Attorney General has his own members also indulging in those, irresponsible acts. I wonder how he's going to, tackle those issues. Let me say this. I observe closely that anytime there's new government, Attorney General is appointed. And that Attorney General will be watching the government appointees. And now, as soon as that government leaves, the new Attorney General that comes in is running after the old people. I don't know whether you get it. It's running after the previous administration. I don't know whether you have really stated. From 2008 to today, as we sit, that has been the norm. We have cases where the Attorney General, the ruling Attorney General, runs after some cases. Yes, no doubt about it. But I'm saying that you wait, when this political party, NDC government leaves office, when MPP comes to power, you see the Attorney General running after some individuals. Some individuals even ended up being prosecuted. Some individuals ended up in jail and hostiles. Meanwhile, we were having Attorney General in the previous administration when they were there. What at all was the Attorney General doing? So I think it's about time that we look at this OSP. Even if I have always stand on this, even if the special prosecutor is not working, they should not take away the office. And stripping away the prosecutorial powers from the from the OSP, it has clearly indicated that the office is collapsing. Like it or not, that is the truth.
Mr. Zamani, this whole issue is actually stemming from the establishment of the office in the first place. Because I believe if this constitution or this article was actually amended, we won't be where we are today. And it looks like these two important bodies are actually fighting for power. And as it seems, we all know that the Attorney General actually has all the power. And then if the OSP is coming to like that, if the OSP has to prosecute somebody, the Attorney General will have to give the OSP authorization before the OSP goes ahead to prosecute that person. Why do you think that our leaders actually fail to amend the constitution? Because hearing from some of the legal brains, it was a lazy man's approach in setting up the whole office in the first place.
All right. So thank you so much. Before I come to this matter, I want to say good morning to our viewers and our listeners, and I want to say a very big good morning to the National Chairman of the NDC, Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia. He just ended the thank you tour in the Ashanti region. This week, he's in the northern region, continuing the good work, going to the delegates, the party folks that voted the party into power, thanking them, and then the nation as a whole. So we are keenly monitoring him, and then we are also following his works, and we want to say kudos to him. Then now to matters of the OSP. You see, last week I think we touched on this matter, and then I made my stance.
And you spoke on
it. I made my stance clear. But you see, there's one thing that I always say. I watched the show on Friday. Friday, yes, and I saw Ake.
Yeah.
Making all sort of claims here, and I was so amazed.
I think you should have watched it on Thursday as well too.
Thursday
was so interesting.
I was so amazed watching Ake lying through his teeth and then making noise.
Oh, come on. He came with his big book with a constitution.
You can't say he was lying. No, but he's an NPP member. No. You can. This has to do with his image. So I won't sit here.
So are you aware of what I want to say?
No, but you said, once you say he lied, you said he lied, and I equally most times I watch it. I think the gentleman was making a great submission. Please, Enoch never lied.
What did you say?
What at all are you going to say? Why do you think it's?
So
you can proceed back, please. You can make your submissions back.
Let's proceed.
To have me here and turn the image of someone who has sat down here. No,
Mr. Zamani, I think Ake didn't even land, and I think we went off.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
you see, it was so funny listening to Ake. You see, Ake was you've actually explained the confliction between Article 88 and then that of the
OSP's Act.
The provision in the Act. You've explained it clearly, and I'm amazed because I was looking at you taking an opposition, but the way you approach the issue, kudos. I like the way you approach the issue. You've given us extensive education on that. I clearly see that you have some interest in
legal matters.
I wouldn't be surprised if you are in the law school.
Should we hold your head?
I wouldn't be surprised if you are in the law school. But you should channel this education to Ake.
Please. I said something.
Ake didn't know the difference between the provision in the constitution and then the provision of in the act.
So would you say that he was kind of like confused?
Ake was totally confused. The videos are on
so
Facebook.
Ake is not here, so let's not talk about Ake.
I don't know. You can make your point. Our viewers are listening. He can make your point.
So very well. Not here, so let's keep very
well. But you see, all this is part of our democracy, challenging the constitution. There's a need for us to, contribute our quota to national development. So if there is confliction like this and then the debates come up, it is in the good direction because we are all looking at having a system where tomorrow it is not going to be doubted. Today we all see the works that the OSP is doing. The OSP is going all over. As a matter of fact, I don't want to even say the OSP. We will all see what Kisi Ejabin is doing. Kisi Ejabin is all over holding press conference. I have problem with Kisi Ejabin and then his approach and the way he likes to hold matters. And I'm happy that Chambers have taking my party, the NDC, away from these matters of OSP, and he has dealt with it as matters of legality. Oh, that is what you just did. When I give you some accolades, you should accept it. Chambers. So you see, this is a confliction between the Constitution and then the Act, and the Constitution will always supersedes. So I don't see the debate around here. I think the judge did a very good job trying to hold up high the Constitution. It is explicitly clear stated in the Constitution. The Attorney General has the autonomous. He has the mandate. And the OSP in his act need to take authorization from him. So if you go ahead to prosecute, and you see, this is a matter that is being debated on, or that is being looking for clarification between an individual and then the Attorney General. it has nothing to do with the party, that is the NDC party. Even the NDC party is looking at saving the office. There's been so much attack on the office. We saw people bringing up petitions and then making claims to scrap the office. But it took the president's intervention to sustain the office. But you see, whilst the president is trying to save the office and maintain the office, please, let's look at the individual. Kisei Jabin settings now are too much. The settings is too much. You see, I was reading through to see that if Kisei Jabin has successfully prosecuted anyone,
Yes.
Has he?
Eight cases.
Has he successfully win any case, picked up any case?
He has retrieved a lot of money for us.
Kisei Jabin.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah. If you go to their website,
He
it's
lost
actually
only
good.
the
Because
case of
I have only seen matters in which people have seek for plea.
No, he lost a case. That's Katanka, like, is it Katanka or something like that?
Katanka. Okay.
Right. That's the only case he has lost. But other than that, he has retrieved some money for this country.
Okay, that's fine. But aside that, the serious ones, the ones that are of criminal and the ones that are of great concerns to Ghanaians that he has picked up, we've seen him achieved nothing, and it is so sad. You get me? An office that we budget so much money for, and then we don't see it yielding any result. You know, you tend to have Ghanaians talk.
No, you want to talk of Ken Oforiatta?
No,
you go
please,
ahead and
I've
say.
not mentioned
No, you
him.
want to talk about him.
Oh, Chambers. We started on a very good note. I don't. Let's be on that. Let's be on that good note.
Oh.
You see, this is a matter that is so like of concern to Ghanaians, and we don't see it. We don't see him achieving any results. Just as you said, the matter concerning Ken Oforiatta. I think he has been taken off the
as it stands now.
Interpol red notice. He's now on bail, right?
Yeah, he's on bail and he's expected to appear in court on 27th April.
The man is not doing us any good. He do the thing, come and then organize press conference.
As
for himself.
As it stands now, we are yet to find out after the hearing on 27th if he will be deported or not. So we are just hoping.
You see,
we are just hoping that
whilst we are debating this matter and trying to look at a clear definition for this act and then the decipher between that and the constitution. Whilst we are doing that, the president should look at replacing Kisei Jabin as soon as possible. Because see, when Martin Amidu was holding the office, we all saw the dignity that people, the kind of respect that people gave to the office. We all saw it. And the MPP appointed Martin Amidu with the aim that, Ombra Nombechi NDC for. And not knowing, hey, you saw how Martin Amidu described Akufo-Addo as mother serpent of corruption. That's one of the reasons why he actually resigned from the position. From the position, he was thinking that NDC is so corrupt, but when he took the position, Charlie, they are even worse.
I thought he didn't want us to politics.
No, but you see, well, don't worry. You have the chance. You can talk.
As for this matter, I think the it has been explicitly clear, and then we all see where this is leading to.
And where do we see it leading to?
Oh, this easy. Let's not look at it that the office is going to be scrapped. No, but let's look at defining the duties or the mandate of the OSP, and if there's going to be any LI or anything or any ways we can give the OSP powers to go ahead, just as we have for the police, we have for the IOCO, they can go ahead to make prosecution. Let's dedicate some of those powers for the OSP. And you see, the basis on which the office was created is to deal with politicians. Because normally we know the Attorney General cannot tackle or deal with his own people. And we all know that the basis the office was created was just for that. That was one of the core mandates. So the office of the OSP, personally I have interest in it. Because ever since the office was created, you could clearly see that politicians are very, very careful. Because even if you are in power and you do something, you know that there is an office that can take me on aside the Attorney General. You get me? So let's look at maintaining the office, giving the office, defining the clear mandate of the office, and after you take the individual off, you place someone with higher competence, someone that we know can do the job, and then we are good to go.
And we are good to go. But do you think that it should be difficult for the OSP to seek authorization from the attorney?
It shouldn't be.
You think it shouldn't be?
Kisei Jabin Kasa, you see, he likes He likes to do his things.
But don't you think that if he does, that means that the office is not independent in the first
Clearly. You see, the individual Ankasa is chinchinai. And the constitution too is not clear.
I think we shouldn't attack the individual. But let's look at the office.
But he's the one heading the office.
No, but he's not the only person controlling the activities.
But no, he's the one. So if
he has a team, I believe he has.
You are here attacking His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Is he the only one heading Ghana?
No, but he's the he's you see when
so
you talk
the
about
way he's the leader, he's also the one leading OSP's office. So I'm just saying that his works Ghanaians don't like the way he's doing his work. And for that matter, Kisi Ejabin, even easy, it's fine.
Right, let's read this article, and this is from Tyler Sorry.
Yes.
He said that the argument of the creation of the OSP was that the Attorney General cannot fight corruption because he is appointed by the President. But the drafter of the OSP law gave the power to the President to appoint the OSP and also included the Attorney General. So is that office in the first place independent from the beginning? That's one question we should be asking ourselves. It was clear from the law itself that the whole law was a physical abi inito.
Yes.
We just went round in circles and arrived at the same point. Our argument was that once the President appoints the AG, we cannot trust the AG to enforce our corruption laws. Yet, we pick it back in the law. So what is the problem this time? It is the law. The same law. We are reaping the benefits of what we sowed. Did we have the same experts who are speaking from the rooftops when the OSP law was passed? He said. The renowned lawyer went on to indicate that the current argument of whether the OSP should seek the authorization of the OSP before prosecuting cases should not be an issue at all because it can easily be done. He further asserted that there would be a challenge if the OSP says the Attorney General is refusing to grant him the authority to prosecute a case. So in his words, he's saying that it shouldn't be a problem for the OSP to seek authorization from the Attorney General before prosecuting people, but the problem should be when the OSP goes to ask for authorization and the Attorney General does not grant him that permit to actually prosecute a particular case. Do you agree with him?
You see, respectfully, he's a renowned lawyer.
Of course.
I would not like to say that he is completely wrong or whatever. That's his decision. But I have a problem with his article where he mentioned that AG can be influenced by the president because some people are of the view that he's appointed by the president. Then the OSP is also appointed by the president. I don't know. You that's from the beginning. Something like that was.
But who appointed the OSP?
Very well. You see that the issue of appointment when it comes to the OSP, the special prosecutor is not politically. In fact, it's not politically influenced. You realize that when the office was created, the gentleman that served in that office was an NDC member, a very renowned NDC member for that matter.
Is he Amidu?
Yes, we all know it. Now, when he left, then Kese Ajabin came. For me, I don't know his political lines. I don't know where he's belonging to. But with the case of the AG would have to be someone who is your political member, who is well known, and the person is structured. You see, the appointment of the OSP is just like the appointment of the Chief Justice. It is a constitutional provision reserved for the president to do that. Other than that, once you are appointed, and every political party leader, that is the president, any person who becomes the president of the country, is okay with your work, it means the person will continue to work with you as the OSP. But as for the Attorney General, whether you are doing perfect or whatever, any government that comes must appoint an Attorney General, right? So that is where, respectfully, he's a senior most person, but that's where I have a problem with an article. But I believe with the last question you asked, I think he's making a very nice suggestion. You see, the whole issue around this OSP was when Martin Kpebu picked up. If Martin Kpebu was not picked up, or if Martin Kpebu were not picked up, I'm telling you, we wouldn't have had this challenge. You realize that Martin Kpebu issue, the OSP issue became I mean, so serious. It was intensified when we heard and received the news that OSP decided, or OSP has picked up Martin Kpebu. The leaders of the NDC, some leaders of the NDC, let me be very careful here, agitated and even pushed, pressurized the OSP to be brought before Parliament for questioning. If you listen to Honorable Dafemapo, a senior lawyer for that matter, these were some of the things they passed around that. That was where I am of the view, and I always say that no, NDC as a political party has a massive interest in the office of special prosecutor as to whether they want to get this gentleman off to replace someone or not. Until my own brother here told us, he was here, I was here, he told us that we can refer to Hansard, that there is no need for the existence of the OSP. He said that, and I even posted that one. I posted it some time ago, and so it was obvious that NDC communicated. You said the OSP, you don't see the work of the OSP. You don't know what the OSP is doing. That was my first time appearing on this show with you. You said you don't. You do you remember that? That you don't see the work.
I personally don't remember what
you said. You don't see the work the OSP is doing. That was that was when the president.
Did I refer to the office or I refer to the individual?
You said you don't see the need for the existence of the OSP. That was your words, my brother.
No, relax. I want to know. If you are making reference to me, because I have always had issues with Kisi Ejape, with the individual holding the office, and I've said it clear. Last week I was here, and I made it clear that no, relax. I was here, and I remember all that I said. I am not of the view that the office should be scrapped. If you have the video, you can pull it out.
The issue was when we were discussing the issue of the president, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, bouncing back and refusing to listen to the individuals that were pushing for the office of the special prosecutor to be scrapped off. That was the issue. I listened to, you see, matters of this kind.
I remember.
So what's your point?
Making reference you should be able to.
I wanted to cite some.
No, so please, no, he has to take it back.
No, you see, I have no issues. No. I have no issues.
You have to take it back.
He wants you to take it back.
No, I have no issues with. Pulling back or going back on the statement I've made. Like if I've made a
then
statement,
you have to, please.
If you're asking me to withdraw this statement because it's against your personal, your persons, I wouldn't have problem with that. But I'm saying that this is
you
something.
Have to do that before you go ahead. You just take it back.
Can you allow me?
No, I'll allow you to, but you don't misquote me. And
I am saying that my brother here.
I have not.
My brother here. My brother here was in smoke. My brother here was in smoke.
As for smoke, everyone will.
I know.
You have smoke.
I am saying my brother
Chambers.
I want to withdraw. I will withdraw. I'm saying that my brother here said he doesn't see the existence, the importance of the office of the special prosecutor. And I have repeated the word. So if the use of that statement goes against your personal, I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to withdraw.
Go ahead.
My viewers might know what I'm withdrawing, right? So if the use of that statement, if the restatement,
I didn't make that statement. So don't attribute it
please.
To me.
Can you allow me withdraw?
So can you withdraw so we proceed?
So if the use of a statement, if bringing a statement like my brother here mentioned that.
Who mentioned?
You said.
I said what?
You said that you don't see the need for the existence of the OSP. Okay, it's fine. I withdraw. But that let it be said that I would search for that particular portion and push it to you or push it to you. Well, I don't have your number. So I am saying that. We have to carefully determine this case where we have to move away from the fact that some individuals are interested and others are not interested. The point is clear. The OSP doesn't need fiat, doesn't need authorization from the Attorney General, just like captured.
So they should amend the constitution and give it to him.
The constitution cannot be amended just as we see it. It's an entrenched provision, 88. Yeah. So it's a lot of things. About 4 steps will have to come in before we can look at the amendment of that provision. But that same constitution has made a provision where the Attorney General can equally delegate. So I think the Attorney General can say that, oh, please, I know your act, that is Section 4 of the OSP's Act, is in consistency with the Article 88, but I have given you that fiat. You can go ahead to prosecute and then punish the anybody found of embezzling, extorting, or mismanagement of the state resources. It's just about the OSP making this pronouncement, and it stands. You understand? So I don't think the OSP will have to, get cases on his table, sit down with his team, now go to the Attorney General and ask him to continue with the issue, and then the Attorney General will not look at it, determined to know whether the issue should be prosecuted or not be prosecuted. You understand? So that way it will give us a long, process, and there will be conflict of interest where the OSP can easily dictate where the Attorney General will always dictate from the OSP.
Can always dictate for the OSP, and that means that they are both not independent as well. Right. One leg of the issue is actually in Supreme Court. That has to do with one Richard Adamte, who actually took this whole issue to court simply because there's kind of like a legal issue between the OSP and this person, and he went back to the law. He went back to the constitution and actually found that the OSP doesn't have the authority to actually prosecute. Clearly. And then that is why we are where we are today. Yeah. And then due to that, the High Court has already given a ruling that all cases that the OSP is actually handling as of now should be transferred or be given to the Attorney General. Don't you think that the Attorney General's department could have actually waited for the ruling from the Supreme Court before taking over the cases of the OSP? And then again, the Supreme Court have also given the Attorney General's department an extension to file their case in courts. Don't you think it's too early? They should actually wait for this whole case to be settled before taking over the cases. From
the law is the law. The law remains the law. So we shouldn't argue over this. But my problem still has to do with, you see, yes, the constitution is in confliction. I think this can be looked at, and then we will not be where we are today. Ask yourself, the cases on AG's docket, has he been able to tackle all? No. So many cases in queue. Cases that Ghanaians have so much interest in. Matters of their regional chairman, matters of former NSS boss, matters of, this man that said, Wallahi, we need to rescue Ghana today, is going for national. All these people, they have their issues, Mustafa. All these people have their issues pending at the AG's docket that need to be looked at. And now, you say we should carry that of the OSP's too for you. Charlie, you see, when it happens like that, we barely have something to say. You get me? We barely have something to say. So I want this confliction to be looked at, settled out, and then giving the OSP power to go ahead to do his work. Because when it happens like this, when it happens like this, we are looking at trying to delay the system. Moreover, we don't have stipulated times at which cases are being dealt with. Cases can take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and people get tired. This is what leads to some of the people saying that we are tired of politicians because they come, they lie, they go to court. Sometimes people debate processes for a very long time before they even come to the substantial issues. These are things that Ghanaians are even worried about. So the confliction should be cleared out. OSP be given the mandate to go ahead with their cases. Than rather to pick all those and then bring it to AG. What if the AG doesn't put priority to the cases of the OSP? Then it becomes something behind, because their office now, they have cases that they give priority to. You get me? So let's look at the differences, clear it out, and then I think we'll be good to go. But as for the law, since the law has given the go ahead for the OSP to take for the AG to take up OSP's cases, I don't think we can argue over this.
We can argue over that, right? What impact is this supposed to have on Ghana's fight against corruption? Is this in a way also going to affect the other cases, especially
it puts a question mark to it.
Exactly.
It puts a question mark to it. So from the beginning, we say we are establishing the office to pick up politicians, and now the core mandate or the integral part of the office is being debated on. You get me? It's being debated on. Then it looks like Charlie, if we didn't establish the office, Grandpa, it would have been okay. Or everything that was done previously was just a waste of time. You know, if you say we are giving the office powers to investigate, and after investigating, he cannot prosecute the any or Koyana so by. You get me? So I think it is putting a question mark to whatever we are looking at fighting in the future. And my plea is that this thing needs to be looked at very carefully as soon as possible. If it is Parliament that needs to delegate these powers, or if it is the office of the OH, we need the intervention of the President to quickly come in. Because see, this is one thing that I personally commend the former president on so well, like establishing this particular office with the intention. I remember some time ago I was having a conversation with one gentleman, and this matter even came up way before the establishment happened. Because you could clearly see that the AG's office, you only see the essence of the AG's office after power change.
Yeah.
And the office will now be chasing people of the previous government. That is how they behave. Although you will hear matters of corruption here and there, organized this person as procurement, whatever, public account, all those auditor general's report, you will never see them pick it up. The only thing you will see chasing previous government appointee, and that is not what we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at those in government. You know, if we deal with those there now, and there's some punishment given to them, if they are being replaced, people check themselves very well. Right. And that is where we need to be getting to as a country. Yes.
Mr. Chambers, what about you?
I think what my brother said is really perfect. See, the AG is having a lot of issues he's already handling. And you can recall that the OSP has started with some cases for close to a year now. That AG himself is still battling with some issues. So if you are taking away the powers of the Attorney General Section 4 of the OSP Act, it means that you have to re-look into the whole matters. You have to start it from the scratch. You have to investigate. You have to make sure that whatever the OSP has retrieved, it was not legal. It was what I would describe as unconstitutional. Now, the matters that has already been investigated, now all of a sudden you review all those matters. That's actually going to waste another time. You can tell me that all the cases the OSP is handling, the Attorney General can use with a year to prosecute all the cases and retrieve whatever they are supposed to retrieve. Like the case of Wontumi. Look at where they have already pushed the matter up to. Now we have to go and start over. Even Ken Oforiatta, we are still struggling with Ken Oforiatta's case. Now we have to go and start over all some of these cases. It means that we are not going anywhere and we are not making any impact as a country. So I would have thought, and I would have loved the AG to remain calm and to also wait or give a timeline. Maybe by the end of this year, we would have to consider the prosecutorial powers by the OSP, so that if those powers are inconsistent, like I always say with the Constitution, that's where the powers can be reviewed. Then that the OSP would have also known that, oh, I have a time limit. I have to work on this matter. I have to work on this case, so that by this time, when determinations finally come that some of my powers will be reduced, then I will know how to officially hand over the powers. But as it stands, looking at the time frame for pursuing some corruption cases, I believe, and want to submit lastly that the Attorney General should at least watch his ways, allow the OSP to operate freely, so that after investigations, he can go on with the prosecution, not investigating and not hand over the case to you, the Attorney General. Then maybe you would denounce it or you debunk it and say, oh no, these things you are presented before me, it's not wealthy enough. You see, you can imagine that kind of confliction.
Right, with the issue of the OSP and Attorney General, interesting days ahead. There's going to be a new development to this particular issue, and as and when it comes up, we are going to make sure that you're going to be the first person to know. And as you know it, our guests will be ready to share their opinions on the issues or the new developments that comes after. At this juncture, we'll be moving to the next topic for discussion. Engineers and planners officially takes over Diamond Mines. The Diamond Mines, formerly operated by Goldfields Ghana Limited, has been officially handed over to engineers and planners following the company's successful bid for the concession. This should be a good news for us, right?
Very well.
Yes. Let me hear from you.
Very well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to tackle on this issue that has to do with engineers and planners and the full acquisition of the diamond mines. Yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? Friday or Saturday. You saw a very nice ceremony in Daman, which saw the mines officially handed over to engineers and planners. You see, engineers and planners for a very long time in this country have delved into serious construction works. You see, we know the existence of engineers and planners for over 30 years now, and for the very first, I don't think, when I was reading, I was surprised to see that the very first interchange that was built in Ghana, engineers and planners were subcontractors to this, which has to do with Akwaji interchange. Engineers and planners were subcontractors, and they were seen excavating the lands and then trying to do some excavation work. And if matters like this, I would not want to bring politics into this at all, because obviously, I see Ibrahim Mama and then engineers and planners as a Ghanaian owned company that is doing good for the good people of Ghana. Oh yes, when the ceremony was being held, you saw some of the speech. You heard the speech he made. Things that they are looking at to do for the people, for the people in Daman. Some of the benefits that the people in Daman are going to get. You see, the process of acquiring this concession did not just start yesterday. So if we are debating the issues and we are looking at the issue, well, we should cast our minds back. Process to acquire this place started way back 2022, and engineers and planners have been working in the Daman mine for over 20 years now. They've been working as subcontractors. As what they have been helping Goldfields with the diggings. They have their equipment on grounds, and they are the ones that are doing what, mining the grounds for them. So this clearly should tell us that engineers and planners have so much experience in the space that they are working in. And it is not only Daman Goldfields that they are doing mining works. Cut across Ghana, they are subcontractors for so many mining sites. So when the how do you call it, handing over of the mines came up, when Goldfield decided to leave the place because they are tired of the place and they are not able to operate the place. And Ibrahim Mama and then engineers and planners saw the opportunity and then the advantage to come in, because they've been operating the system for a very long time. Why not? And this process started way back in 2022, and I was so amazed to hear him yesterday, express so much gratitude to the former president, former president Nana Akufo-Addo, with the help that he gave him when he was acquiring the place. When he was acquiring the place, you know, at the point where he needed a letter of no objection, everyone could know that someone that relates your main contender there, and you make work so difficult for him. But you clearly see the way the former president welcomed him wholeheartedly, even instructed the lands minister, then Honorable Abu Jinapo, to speed up processes for the acquisition of the mines. So I believe now that the mines is a fully Ghanaian owned thing, I hope that Ghanaians are going to get the full benefit of it. You saw some of the promises that were made, that Daman was going to get an airport where flying between Accra, Kumasi, some of these key places is going to be very seamless. And you see, I saw one guy, one of the MPP communicators on Facebook, that is he's in Kumasi, a friend of Michael, MC Michael. The guy was so funny to me when I watched his video. How would you make a video and tell us that Ibrahim Mama, if he wants to build an airport, why wouldn't he go to Bole Bambo and go and build an airport, and he's building it in Dama? And that it is part of the requirements, as part of the requirements when in the acquisition of the diamond mines.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's part of the requirements, but from the communications director for the Lands Ministry, he added that the new mining regulations now require companies to invest more directly in the communities where they operate, ensuring that the local benefits from the resources extracted. So it's going to make sure that they are going to improve in the living conditions of the people in that area, and also create jobs. Provide school facilities and hospitals. Make sure that the area that you are mining, they should see the benefits.
Yes,
they should feel the impact.
Goldfields was exploiting us, and then they were taking the money outside the country. This time around, we have a Ghanaian that is managing the place. And you see, if for some of the MPP guys to tell us that it is part of the requirement, that should clearly tell us how shallow and daft some of them are. So sorry for using that word. Sorry for using that word. But you see, MC Michael, you see, when you are communicating, you are not only communicating to the to NDC, or you are not only communicating to pinch the NDC guys. You are also communicating to floating voters. You are also communicating to intellectuals that will listen to you and get change of mind. Goldfields have been operating the mines for over 30 years. Did they build an airport? No. So if you say it is part of the requirement, why didn't Goldfields build an airport? You get me? So if we get the opportunities, or we have our phones to ourselves and we are communicating, let's know that we are not only recording for our party people to come and tell us that we are doing well. That is not the case. We are also communicating to convince Ghanaians. And Ghanaians are not gullible. Whatever you say, we are going to ascertain it. Today, Bright Mama says in the next 2 years, they will be looking at what? Building an asphalt route or contract right from Daman to Cape Coast. And this is something that is very commendable. And the community there is requesting that what? AstroTurfs and all these things need to be built. There's a need for them to invest in the community. The people need to. When he was giving his presentation, you saw blacks all over him. How many whites did you see around? Is this one alone not commendable? What did Kwame Nkrumah say? The black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Shouldn't we be clapping for ourselves? Should we politicize this? No. We should be clapping for ourselves. For the first time. This is what Kwame Nkrumah was preaching for. This is what Kwame Nkrumah was looking out for. And you see, the process was so open. The process of acquiring this money was so open. You saw it under. It was. The process was through competitive tendering. We saw other companies coming to bid for the concession. Yeah. We saw companies like Vortex Resource Mining Group. We saw Engineers and Planners, the winning contract. Health Goldfields Limited, Maripoma Mining Services. All these were mining companies that were looking up to do what? To get the Daman mining sites. And for the fact that Engineers and Planners have been working at Daman as subcontracted for the past 20 years, we saw Goldfields write letter to the president, recommending Engineers and Planners to be given the concession to be worked on. So I believe where we've gotten today is highly commendable, and for the minority side of the house to hold a press conference on this matter. When I listened to the press conference, I was trying to understand things so well. It looks as if they didn't consult the former president. It looked as if they didn't consult the former minister for lands. That's lands, the commission. It looks like they didn't do all this consultation, and they just rise to go and then stand behind it. You see, MPP is finding it so difficult to find themselves. I think they've lost themselves so, and you see, this is the time that they need to consult some prophets. You see, sometimes if you don't see it physically like that, you need to watch spiritual. You need to watch spiritual. They are so lost in the new political terrain.
I'm not going on MVP communicators and all that. One thing about me is that I don't actually know how to attack. Like pouring out certain harsh words on my opponents. I don't know it. I don't know whether the way I've been trained or whatever. But I think you could have just made your point without pulling in so much insults and attack on the NPP communicators and all that.
You see, the reason why is MC Michael. I can show you the video after. You see, the way they speak and make certain claims. You see, the tree language is very strong, and we understand it very well. Some of the things you say, might not insult the person directly, but the way and manner you craft your argument will sound so insulting. You get me? So you see, when that is why I made the reference. That is why I made reference that That is why I made reference that let's look at the way we communicate.
For me, I only know myself, and wherever you are, you have to build yourself as an individual. But I don't notwithstanding, you see, when it comes to the issue of Ibrahim Mahama succeeded finally in taking over the diamond.
Engineers and planners.
Okay, fine, whatever. You see, for me, I believe that where I sit, I have no problem with the Ibrahim Mahama at all. Whichever family is coming from, I would have said that I have no problem with him at all. My take here is as simple as anything. I only have problem with the NDC. I only have
in this contract.
In this contract.
Why?
Whatever.
What's the problem?
I have problem with the NDC.
What's the problem?
You see, whether we like it or not, people are struggling to make it. Ibrahim Mahama started somewhere.
Yeah, way back.
Before John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency the President today, even became a Vice President. If you look at where he started from, over 30 years now. So that is not to say that if he has struggled, only God knows how he struggled from the beginning to make it in life. When the brother becomes a president, he should stop his mining company, he should stop his business. That should not be the case. If Ibrahim Mahama was doing well and the brother becomes a president, there should not be a call for him stopping his businesses or whatever. But you see, we live in a country that some of these individuals, in fact, Ibrahim Mahama today is feeding on some kind of greed and certain comments made by the NDC when they were in opposition.
And what are some of those comments?
Keno Foreta was equally having a data bank. And that data bank, you listen to at Tamaklo today, the Chief Executive Officer, NPA. He said that the president has a direct relationship with Keno Foreta. That is why he's allowing the data bank to operate. Meanwhile, the data bank existed before the coming of the president.
No.
Please. That means you don't know much about the data bank. Please,
you allow me. Please,
you have a book. You can write it down. When I'm done, you can come in. You see, now, Gabi and Co., some people were already doing businesses. They were doing very well before the coming of the president, before the former president assumed office. But you see, Honorable Ablakwa, Sam George, Tamaklo and Co., when I sit back, when I go to Facebook and other, pages of DS, what they painted there, what they said about the data bank, in fact, you will cry. Because they call for the total abolition of the data bank, saying that it was a state capture, and that the president was milking from the nation's coffers directly from the data bank. Now, as for Ibrahim Mahama, I want to say that today, whatever businesses he's succeeding in, I wouldn't want to stand against him. He's a businessman and he's doing well. In fact, if for nothing at all, he has been granting support to people I know, and he has been a very good person.
Yeah.
In fact, a philanthropist for that matter.
Yeah.
Why will I pray for his downfall? But if we also sit today to say that because the brother is a president, because John Dramani Mahama is a president today, he has succeeded in giving out all our state lands, all the mining sectors. The gold he has taken over, the silver he has taken over, everywhere the Ibrahim Mahama has taken over. Would the NDC say that we are making a statement of untrue? Have they been able to tell us why they were making a statement against the data bank, saying that Kenneth Oriata cannot be allowed to do business with the data bank because he's a direct family member to the president. Then is Ibrahim Mahama not a president to, not a brother or
to
the president today? So you see the hypocrisy level of the NDC communicators. You see they were very angry for power, so they can say anything at any time. For me, where I said. Someone may say that I'm not tackling this issue the way it's supposed to be tackled. The MPP members must say that no, the man is capturing our land. Talk about it. I want to say that once he was already in that field, once he was already doing the mining, nothing stops him. He can go ahead, do his mining. But is it not enough for us to think of only one person being competent to handle almost all our natural resources in the country? Only
but it was a bid.
I'm saying. You see, that is what it
and
appears
so
to be.
that should tell you how competent they are to
that is how it
handle.
appears to be. But indirectly, you see, when I know I'm going to buy something, you have to bid it, whatever it is. If I'm going to capture something away, something from you, to make it very indirect, I will let it be as if you are selling it, and anyone that is capable can come and buy. But as it stands, anywhere, even if we are going to sell pure water, if they are going to buy pure water company today, I am sure it is Ibrahim Mahama that will be capable, that will be competent enough to handle it. Is it the black voter? He was the only competent person. That man, he's the only competent person. So many others, he's the only competent person. So I am saying that it's to me, I feel that there's some kind of influence somewhere. I mean, some kind of state influence where the president has an indirect conversation indoors or backdoors with these people who comes out to say that, oh, they are selling their companies and it's only Ibrahim Mahama that is going to buy. Today, announced that GhanaTalks Radio is going to be sold. I'm sure it is only the Ibrahim Mahama, and I'm sure you won't try to do something like that because this studio is providing us the opportunity to educate people more or to let the voice of the masses be heard. But enough of all this hypocrisy. If people are doing their businesses and they are doing well, we should not always try to attach politics to it. Today, no NDC member wants us to bring in the president's name when it comes to the lands the brother is succeeded in capturing. But initially, you were tagging, blasting Kenneth Oriata and Gabi and Co. that they are direct to the family of the former president. Therefore, they must close down their businesses.
Right.
That is kind of unfortunate.
So what impact should we be seeing in that area, in Damai, since they've taken over?
There is an agreement to this.
Yes.
And I am very sure that the Ibrahim Mahama I know will not go against the contract, the documents. And so all that is stated in the contract, he has already taken over. Whether we talk about it, we don't talk about it, he has taken over. I am only hoping that in due time or within no time, he will see to it that the ordinary member, the ordinary person in that from that community is enjoying what they are supposed to enjoy. Not it turning into some kind of politics or campaign that we have some group of people who will come and announce to the teachers that, oh wait, we are giving you 50,000 vacancies. The following day come back to tell us, oh, it's only 7,000 because some two ministers are fighting to replace the president somewhere, so the teachers must suffer. So we don't want it to be like you have taken over, then tomorrow the ordinary person there, the ordinary citizen there is suffering. That won't be the best. And so he's a philanthropist. Whether he's using the state money or not, he has been granting support to people, I know. So I wish he continue with that. And whatever the agreement is stated in the contract, he should fulfill the agreement. I know at the end of the day, it will go a long way to help the ordinary child in that community. For now,
you see, it's sad the way Chambers, you started.
That will actually be your last submission.
You see, Chambers, you started very well.
Your last submission should
I know. Don't worry. Chambers, you started very well, but the direction you took was very wrong. You shouldn't have go there.
No. You don't decide for me what to say.
If you say NDC had argued the existence of data bank, that is a very lie. Nobody had questioned the existence of data bank.
Really?
Data bank has been operating. Data ban has been operating even when how do you call it, the NDC was in power. Data ban has been operating since, so nobody questions that data bank should exist or data bank should be collapsed. No, but our argument here was that why was data bank so much involved in government transaction? Was data bank only the competent organization, or how was data bank picked?
Simple.
This relax. See, we saw the process in which this one went through. This was not done in isolation. Yeah. The process even started way back 2022. We saw companies that bidded for this particular concession. We saw that your government, your president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, recommended EMP to be given the concession. We saw a letter from the ministry. This is the letter. Dated, let me get the letter for you. So if we sit here and we assume that the man was just given to Ibrahim Mama yesterday, we wake up in the morning and John Mama signed that the man was should be given to Ibrahim. That is a no.
And which is not my argument. Which is not my argument.
No, this is the letter.
No.
This is the letter. So you are making reference that data ban. Hold on. You had your time. You had your time. But nobody had questioned the existence of data bank. But our issue, please. Our issue was that. Why was data bank so much involved? What criteria out of all the banks in Ghana? What criteria was put in place to pick data bank to be the sole mediator anytime Ghana goes out to take loans? These were the details we were requesting for, because the finance minister was a co-founder of this particular bank, and anytime Ghana goes out to borrow, they benefit from it. They decided not to give details of these operations to Ghanaians. These were the questions Ghanaians were asking. You get me? And Ibrahim Mama, we know Ibrahim Mama. Let's not make it look as if say Ibrahim Mama a friend is a riffraff that's Yafan. I say the Mama is a man. No. This is someone that we can clearly see his footprint all over the country. You are saying
I have comments here from some
you are making reference to friend is Gabi Ochidaku as a businessman. What business? Mention one of his company that mention one Gabi.
You see, listen.
Mention one of his company. You cannot even mention one company attributed to Gabi Ochidaku. But this man is all over Ghana doing good works. We are arguing, and we are telling you we are.
I don't want to create some drama here. So respectfully, I'm saying that I use a data bank, which I mentioned someone, and that I listened to what your senior officials. And
I have told you what you said. You are saying nobody argued. Data bank has been existing. Data bank has been existing. Where are you reading this from? Where are you getting this from?
Right, gentlemen.
Mr. When you are
your last words. Your last words.
Our party, we are reorganizing now. We are starting from the branch level. So very soon we'll be going for the branch elections. Then from there we come to the constituency election. Unlike the other side, this is the bottom top approach. This is not the top bottom approach. So we'll be going to the branch, constituency, regional, and the national election. So we are done with the registration of party members. We've put in people's name in the register. Very soon we'll be going for the branch election. And we have our national chairman going on a thank you tour. Today he is in the northern region, doing the good work of the country. And in thanking the people, we are not only just thanking the people, we are also taking concerns of the people and then factoring it in the governance of the day. So that is what the national chairman is doing. The Honorable Johnson Asidu Inketia is doing. Today he is in the northern region, and I want to say a very big good morning to him. I want to say a very big good morning to our listeners, and I think that will be it.
Thank you, Mr. Zamani. Mr. Chambers,
don't raise
thank you so much. I want to say good morning to all region students. Today the regular students will begin their exams. I want to use this opportunity to wish them all the very best in the exams. Regents University. I want to use this opportunity to wish them well in the in their exams. It's just want to tell them that they should do well, read whatever they can do. I mean, they can read, get into the exams or whatever it is, sit down, write whatever you can write. God is in control. Thank you so much.
Share. And found that God is in control. Thank you so much for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Thank you to our lovely listeners and viewers as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact